too good, dude.
Okay, welcome everybody. Apologies for the slightly lower frame rate on the highlight video there. I blame the ice that our guest here today uses. I think it makes it look worse for sure. So,
It
Quacky,
makes you better.
thanks for the shit ice.
Yep.
But anyway, Quacky, welcome. We have a beautiful picture of you here, featuring someone else from the community that shall not be named to
Oh, dude,
protect
that looks
their
great.
identity. But yeah, it's beautiful there up at the top, just staring down at you. So, for those of you who might be trying to watch this, I might recommend, maybe don't, maybe hide it in the background unless you want to feel a certain way after staring at this for a little while. But yeah, so we are here with Quacky. Quacky, welcome. Tony, obviously, welcome. My co-host here with me every single week. For those who may have not been here before or seen any of these, this is the Faceoff interview series, which has gone back like 7 years or something like that, with a very long break in the middle, admittedly. But it's a series where Tony and I are going through basically all the individual members of the community one at a time and trying to provide an avenue for them to kind of talk about their career, talk about their story, the narrative around the different seasons that they've gone through, the ups and downs, and really try to get at the heart of what it is that makes people want to play this game and want to keep coming back quite literally a decade later. So with that, we'll get right into it here with Quacky. So Quacky, a lot of people probably don't know this, but you were actively playing since LHL Season 3, RSL Season 2, which was early 2014. How old were you at the time?
I was 11.
11. Okay.
11 year
Yeah,
old.
11.
Yeah.
So you were quite literally, you grew up and were molded by hockey question mark, which explains a lot in hindsight. Uh, over the course of
Plains
your
the
career,
picture.
Over the course of your career, despite being around that long, you've actually only played in the LHL for 8 seasons. I'm not counting RSL seasons here. During that time, you were an LHL finalist 4 times. You were in the playoffs 4 times as well, so nice success rate there. You did win the cup once, admittedly, as a backup that played some games, so you get some credit there. Won the
Yeah.
President's Trophy, which we call the Kulixer Cup, 3 times. Won the Tylor's Award once, won the Marchi Award twice, won the Boyartson Award once, a couple RSL and JSL awards here, the Kapanen Award, the Dillenzer Trophy, the General Zod and Rocket Nova Award winner twice, the ML24 Olimata Award and Giraffe Killer Awards all once. Those are all the goalie awards. So a successful season there for you. I think that was in the JSL that you did that in. Um, but
You
yeah,
won the
so
GK award, Quacky?
he did.
I don't
He
even
Nice.
know
did.
what these even mean.
I mean, neither. Taylor
I
is his best GM, I think. That's all I know. Marchie steal the draft twice. That's insane. Winning steal the draft
That's because of the
twice.
no
I
mic.
I
I just
think I
Yeah,
planted
think
my
that may
draft
have been
stock.
the I think it may have been the 2 times I drafted you too.
it is.
That
17 to 19.
that's amazing.
Rocket
Um,
Nobo Award is the most toxic player. Thank you, Lalu, for clarifying the award.
perfect. Thank you,
There's
Lalo.
no way you only won that twice.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
despite only playing in 8 seasons, you were a pretty heavy award winner, especially towards the latter end of your career, which we'll get into a lot of that in particular. But some notable LHL achievements: you have the third highest career 5v5 points per game, second highest career 5v5 assists per game, third highest career 5v5 playoff assists per game. You have the highest out of anybody career 4v4 and 5v5 combined assists per game, which is pretty crazy because there was
I
higher
didn't know
scoring
that.
in that era. You're the second highest 5v5 single playoff shooting percentage, which was something absurd, like 65% of your shots went in. You're 16th overall in 5v5 points, 15th in goals, 21st in assists. You're 18th overall in 5v5 playoff points, 16th in goals, and 14th in assists. And your stats for your regular season, just as a skater, uh, in 5v5, you had 259 points, which was 155 goals and 104 assists. You were plus 86 in 108 games played, which is pretty crazy. And then in the playoffs, you have 60 points in total in 26 games, and that's 33 goals, 27 assists, and an even plus minus, which, considering how a lot of the
Ooh.
playoffs ended for you pretty much every
Yeah,
time,
swept 3 times.
yeah, honestly, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to say I expected it to be worse because that'd be a little rude. But yeah. So nonetheless, a long career and number of years active, but a short career in number of seasons played, which is a pretty interesting dynamic. And we'll get into the nuances of that. But you were somebody that kind of came and left, and that happened numerous times. But we'll get into that later. I don't want to start to unpack that now. So,
All right. So we're gonna get into it. Same question we ask everybody: how long have you been playing games for, and what first got you into it?
Dude, I've been a gamer my whole life.
So HQM,
Probably,
that started it.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably too much of a gamer, maybe unhealthy at times. I'm gonna sound like a zoomer, everyone's like, I started on the GameCube. That is not me.
We all started on Nintendo, Quacky. We're so old. Well, I
Nintendo.
didn't. I'm young.
I started, I think it was like the Wii or DS, something like that. And then it went to Xbox 360, and then finally got a computer. But like the first games, I was a big Madden enjoyer. On the Wii, there's a lot of the Lego games, dude. The Lego games are cool. Lego Star Wars, those are good.
Hey,
Um,
the funny thing with you is most people when they find HQM, they're like either a mid late teenager pushing adulthood even, and here it's like I'm just trying. You're playing these kind of games, like more for everyone, E for everyone kind of games, and then you get on HQM as an 11-year-old. It's just really funny.
yeah, it
Yeah, it is.
uh, it was interesting because I feel like the environment was definitely a lot more toxic than it is now. I mean, I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, well, you used to be a little toxic
I
yourself,
still am.
but product of the time.
yeah, not much has changed. He's just
Yeah,
older.
you just have
Yeah.
a mic now.
I'm a little bit more reserved. That's all.
Now there's
Maybe.
now there's a mustache. That's the biggest difference.
That's the big difference.
That's true.
Although to be
Well,
fair, he may have had a mustache at 11. We don't know.
yeah, I guess
I,
you could
I was
always
growing
have
the pedo stash for a while. I was
Oh, I
committed.
see. So you were
Huh.
committed from a young age.
Yes. I
As
was
soon
like,
as
this
you
is what I'm
could.
gonna be.
Yeah.
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 I respect that.
Well, to keep it on the game topic, what's your favorite genre of games? And on top of that, what's your favorite single game of all time?
Favorite genre is like the management games. Like I love The Sims. Like or what's SimCity?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
SimCity or like City Skylines or RimWorld stuff where you just manage like colonies or stuff. I don't know what that'd be considered.
Yeah, it's just City Manager, I think.
Yeah, stuff like
I
that's
think that's
probably
what they're
some of
called.
my favorite. I used to love FPSs, but I really just despise them now. Maybe because I just suck at them now. And then favorite game is between HQM obviously or
Ah,
Sabrosa, because Sabrosa like the old Sabrosa versions that
That's right.
I
I
sunk my
forgot you
life
were
into
a
that.
big Sabrosa player.
Well, that's where I came from. I came from Sabrosa to HQM.
I didn't know that. That's
I
man,
did
that
know that,
sucks.
but I had long forgotten it.
Yeah, maybe I did know it at one point, but didn't know it today. Cool. All right. Well, then it's you talk about finding it from Sub Rosa. Then that's probably the answer to this. How did you discover HQM? Was it through that community?
Yeah, my friend showed me Sabrosa because I don't know, my retard. Am I allowed to say that?
No.
No, no.
Retired. You're not allowed to
Yep,
say retired.
Uh,
yes, you're
That's what I have to
retired,
say.
friend. Yep.
My crazy little wacky brain, it was like I love physics-based games as like an 11-year-old. I don't know why,
Did you
but
play like Gary's
Sabrosa
mod
was
or
no, like Sabrosa was physics-based.
right?
Cryptic Sea, that's his
Oh.
whole thing.
Didn't he have a
And I
bridge
went
game
to
too?
his
Whatever.
his shitty
Yes,
website,
he did.
Cryptic Sea. It looks like you can make it in HTML in like 10 seconds. And it had all his games there, and I'm like, hockey question mark. And I just got on there, saw there's people on there, just started playing it.
Yeah. What do you think it was about the game that has captured your attention since you were 11 years old and we just finished playing League games all
I
these years
honestly
later?
do not know because I don't like hockey. The game looks like shit. Uh,
There's no sound.
I think it's just I'm super competitive, and so when I see a game, I pick it up and I try to start winning immediately. Um, that obviously didn't happen, but I think that's what kept me at it.
Sometimes
It's
you win.
just I don't know, I was competitive.
I have two quick follow-up questions for you there. Did you like watch the sport of hockey at all when you
No,
found this?
no, not at all.
Okay, all right. And well, actually, you know what? We'll save the other question for later. That's fine.
Okay. How long were you playing the game before you signed up for leagues?
That's something I don't really know. I would probably assume it's a few months.
Yeah.
Because I think I came in early 2014 or maybe late 2013. Um, right around there, I'd probably assume a few months. Because I know Friday Night Hockey that have open ice, just they'd stream like their pub games before the HQML, and I would always like try to get in. So I'm like, I want the starlight, I want like the
It's
fame,
just
You
I
want
gotta get
Winters
in.
and Killinger casting.
Yes, dude. I was like, this shit is awesome. Like, I see my name on the stream. That is so cool. And so I'd get in there, and then I guess I signed up for RSL sometime later.
all right.
Yeah, so I'm actually curious if you remember a whole lot about that. And it sounds like you probably don't, but you actually signed up in the middle of the second RSL season. The first one was still the RSL, but it very much was not, what it was originally intended to be, or like, I guess I should say what it eventually became, right? They were like player made teams for the first run of it, and it was 3v3. And season two, we kind of evolved a step above that. I think we had the affiliations with the LHL rosters at that point as well. And at some point during that season, if I'm remembering this correctly, it's been almost 10 years. So if anybody wants to correct me, they can. Uh, there were a couple expansion teams added. And one of them was called the Ice Giants, which was GM'd by none other than X Tall Midget at the time, who may have had an X at the end of his name too. I don't remember. But this expansion team was one of, I think, two that played 3 regular season games and then all got merged together into one team for the playoffs. Do you remember anything about that at all?
Yes, I didn't know how that. Okay, that makes so much more sense. We were the NA Rising Stars.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So as a way to like keep you guys into it, they merged the 3 teams together, took like the players that were showing up from each of them and made you guys play in the playoffs. And you guys came in as the 8th seed and actually knocked off the 1st seed, which was Montreal.
No way.
You beat them in the opening round.
Oh my God. That's funny because we didn't even use TeamSpeak or anything like that. We were just typing in game, like just strategy. I don't know how the hell we pulled that through.
I don't know, but you beat them 2-1 in a best-of-3 series. And that Montreal team had Marchie, it had Leafs on it, it had Ace Both on it, and it had Dalfan as well. And your
That's
team
crazy.
was T. Mussolani, Quacky, X Tall Midget, Retributive, Spooky Walrus, and Two Wise.
I don't even know how we
Name value is
schedule.
losing that one. I don't know.
I don't know how we
I-
schedule games and stuff, like how we knew the time, because I don't know how we communicated. But it was fun. You just hop on, no communication, and it's like you're playing a pub.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Hey, we won. Hey, we won the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you don't remember it at all, but you know what? That's okay. It was a good time for you based on the stats, if they're correct at all. You were already scoring over 4 points a game, which for those who are around now probably aren't surprised by that. But for 11-year-old Quacky, that was probably a big deal at the moment.
That's
Yeah.
funny. All right. So that's all.
Next season, gotta
Yes.
get this under two
Moving
hours.
on. Well, all right. No, no chance. Under 4, maybe.
We can do it.
I thought we could with Kiwi.
Yeah.
All
Dude,
right.
So
he just
Well,
talks and talks.
yeah, well, well, you got a quick promotion then, because you end up playing a little LHL, drafted in the 3rd round by Bo to Detroit. Any of this ringing a bell at all?
Very little. But keep
Uh,
going.
okay.
Gabe and PK are on the team, so you're probably being picked to maybe play D.
Is it
I don't
season
know.
4 or 3?
It
Four,
was
four
season
LHL.
4 of the LHL, 3 of the RSL.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, this is Gabe's breakout season. He got traded to Anaheim. And anyway, at some point, even though you were a 3rd round pick, you became RSL eligible. But the stats say you didn't play, but those stats are very spotty.
Yeah. Tough to tell whether or not that's actually true.
But anyway, nothing about the Detroit. Bo
Uh,
Jarson's Detroit.
I'll be
11,
honest, I
12
do not remember that season.
All right, good stuff so far, Quacky. We're doing well. We're doing well. All right, the following season, season 5 of the LHL, season 4 of the RSL, you're not on the draft board at all, so you take a season off. I didn't see you on the signups either when I had looked briefly there. Then we get to season 6 of the LHL, season 5 of the RSL, and that is when we actually went to 5v5 play. So it was a pretty big time for the HQM community and a really big shift away from what was considered the traditional way to play the game, standard set by the Europeans, which was 4v4. And in that circumstance, you were drafted in the 6th round, so you're the second backup on DVD's Hartford team. And that was your first time getting any real playing time. You played a couple games in the LHL, that's season 4 for Bo that we were talking about. But this time you play actually 14 games, and you had 11 points in that time. So
Okay.
you definitely, actually got on the ice, and tough to tell whether or not you're only getting like 5 minutes here or there. We weren't tracking time on ice back then, but still, that's a pretty meaningful
He was
amount.
playing games. I've seen him. I've sent him VODs of him playing because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Him typing
So
at
this team with
Bo.
DVD, Claude, Dalphin, and Bo?
Uh,
Matt was on it for
so
a while too.
so off the draft, it was DVD, Matt, Dalfan, Fuzzy, Bo, Goose, Quacky, Slugger, Cisco, Canadave, Tic Tac, and Cook.
Well, Canadave. You remember Canadave.
I
There's no
do.
way he remembers
No,
Canadave.
you
I
don't?
think. No, I don't.
Not a
All right.
fucking shot. So what's I assume you don't remember a lot about that season either.
Dude, no, I feel like I remember season 5 more than that one.
Okay, well the interesting point about that too, which was
Oh, is this
why
the one
I'm
I
a little less
retired?
surprised. Yes, I was gonna say
Oh,
that. You retired despite playing that like 14 games, you end up on the retired list. So I was curious whether or not you remember if you were starting on that team and then retired and would have had more games played, or like starting to ring any bells at all for you.
I thought I retired after the draft.
No, you played.
Oh, that is interesting.
You played over
I'm
half
pretty
the
sure
season.
I was just having more fun with Sabrosa at the time. I
That's
was
fair.
way more invested in that community. And then here is like I didn't really have. I wasn't enjoying myself over here. I didn't have as many friends. I'm like this little 11-year-old just trying to fit in, and I don't think it was really working for me. And I'm like, I'm done here. I'm going to Sabrosa.
You end up on the New York Islanders RSL stat page, which is a little interesting because it lists you as not eligible. So I'm not sure if at some point you got traded there and then retired, or what the story was. But yeah, looks like you don't remember, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
I would not
Uh,
recall.
but after you retire, you're then gone for pretty much a full calendar year. So season 7, 8, and 9 all go by, and you don't sign up at any point during that time. So it's safe to assume you're pretty heavy into the Sub Rosa scene.
Most likely, yeah.
Do you know if this was around the time Sub Rosa was getting put up on Steam?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah. It was. I know it was thriving at the time. I looked back because I made some videos and stuff about it. I was like very invested in the community, and the videos were around this time. But I don't know exactly when it got put up on Steam. I was probably 20. I really do not know.
So being such a competitive person that wants to win all the time, can you tell me how you win at at Sub Rosa? Like
Dude, we
how does one
ran
win?
that shit. We had like this little group, right? We get on TeamSpeak and we spawn kill every day. We like iDubbbz. You all know iDubbbz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He
from
was
Creator
making
Clash.
videos and Sabrosa, and our group was like, as toxic as they are, we're like, we don't want that. So we just kill iDubbbz over and over. He finally comes into the TeamSpeak and he's like, why can I not just make like gaming videos? And we're like, I can't say that word. And yeah, we just kept killing them. We were really toxic, but you get good at that game by just learning the aim, flying the helicopters right. Dude, we had it down, man. We were a gang. Tim Barrett also used to play.
Oh
Yeah,
man, that's where he went.
there were a few people who had some crossover there. I think if I remember correctly, like I think Gabe messed around in it for a while. Self Plug may have done that as well. There were quite a few people that tried it out, and I know a lot of the people that wanted to support hockey development too ended up buying that initial Sub Rosa Steam version like long before the Devolver publisher came into the picture.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So, during your Sabrosa time, I guess at some point you decide to make the comeback to HQM. Season 10 LHL, 9 RSL, JSL actually is going on at this point. It's JSL season 2. And
Oh,
we'll
is this where I alias?
Yes. Well, but first we'll start. You're on the LHL draft board. You go undrafted. You get drafted in the RSL, Dabz, Ontario, fifth round. You get traded to Ace's Portland. Ace came back today. Funny coincidence. You lost the first round of the playoffs. You had the most points on your team though in the regular season, so that's good. But the big thing this season, which we were looking at doing our research, is you were drafted to Candy Frags Lake Erie in the JSL, and we got a couple of posts that we found. I should say Dial found and showed
Yeah,
me.
I'm curious what you remember of these. Tony, can you send
Oh
him that
God, dude, am I
while
about
I
to be
pull up the
embarrassed?
yeah,
Yeah.
oh absolutely. Absolutely.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna
End the
send them both in here
stream.
for you.
No, we are not ending the stream. We are not ending the stream. Pull up the as I've totally forgotten to put up the slides that you put together, Tony, so apologies for that. I'm always so
Oh,
bad at this. Every time.
that's fine. Oh yeah,
Um
there he is. Look at how good he is offensively, kind of.
Yeah, so Quacky, do you want to talk a little bit about how the JSL went that season? Because I seem to have discovered from some Reddit posts that came into my um, inbox, we'll say, that you maybe were aliasing in the JSL and might have gotten a certain BOC member fired from his
Oh, okay,
position.
okay. Yes. Yeah, I was like, everyone hates me. This is how I fix it. You know, it turns out that was not the way to fix it. I was Buffalo 15, coming in hot. Like, damn, this Buffalo guy's good. Um, Dude, I didn't even remember this. Austin reminded me like a year and a half ago. He's like telling, I'm like, what the hell? I did that? But yeah, I fucked Austin up, got him banned or kicked off the
Yeah, kicked off
BOC.
BOC. That was like I remember that saga still. Austin has a much better memory of it than I do because it was involving him. But I remember that was like the big drama in the RSL. That was amazing content looking back. My God. You would never see a post like this today, Nobody cares like quite like this.
Yeah,
But to
I
Candy
just I
Frag,
just linked it
I
in the
was
chat here so that people can follow along. This is the post that it was Monty at the time who made it. Made the post about having to fire Austin because of the incident involving Quacky because like Austin was knowledgeable about it or something and like didn't do anything to stop it. I don't remember exactly what the details were, but
oof,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
this
just
is
yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
love to
Sorry.
hear him.
bad.
He's taken every opportunity to badmouth Austin in the
Yeah,
post, which is just awesome.
it's it's just so unreasonable looking back.
Yeah, well, like the first thing there, well, he throws in Monty, good guy. He was trying very hard, put into a very high position of power, and you got to remember he is like a 16-year-old here
Yep.
that you have running the second league. Um, and when he brings up the death of his grandfather as at the very start, which is just it's a
It's a way to
wild one.
set the tone. It's a
It's a
way
way
to
to set the
set the
tone.
tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Hockey is new, and Austin is dot 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 Austin. And it goes into firing him. It's so good. He just talks about Austin being a shithead. It's it's really great.
So did Austin have me on his team?
I think so. I think he had you on his team knowing that you were an alias. Maybe not knowing that you were Quacky, but knowing that, Buffalo 15 wasn't a real like new person, and that's why he got in
Such a
trouble.
dumb name.
It's,
Why,
oh man.
Mikey, do you remember
Well,
why you picked Buffalo 15?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Was it just
I thought it would work. I thought I'd get away with it.
well, several months later, Candy Frag also came out with like an announcement around the
Oh, well, this is a
situation.
different JSL
Oh, well, is it? Okay,
incident.
okay.
Yeah,
So
this is
go
because
ahead. Walk us through this one.
so this is I took I think another break off after getting basically banned from playing for like a season. Um, I came back just normally under Quackyface, and since like I haven't been playing for a while, there's concerns, whatever. I get drafted really low in JSL. So then I just play normally, and then the first day I'm getting like 6 goals, and I was like, it's obviously like I was too good for the JSL, and so I actually kind of froze myself. I was like, this is like not what the JSL is supposed to be. So I just froze myself.
What a good guy, caring about the community.
Dude, that's what Matt said.
I'm gonna
Matt
back
said
off his ban.
takes class.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
this guy is my idol. Oh my god, I love him. Thank you, guy. I'll meet you one day. But yeah, I froze myself, and then I think this post was right after that.
That's awesome. So they're two different. So we got that mixed up. It's not related. Or Candy Frag's post isn't related to it. It's Austin's team, not Candy Frag's, that you get. You're the alias on.
Yeah, there's two JSL incidents.
Oh, I
Okay.
see. So
I spent a lot of
you're
time down there, yeah.
multiple time offender.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. All right. Well.
Well, there you go. On the next season.
Yeah. Breezing through.
So
This is what the people want.
after the season we just talked about, actually, you did get drafted by Dabz on Ontario in the 5th round. Ended up on Ace's Portland team, which I think performed pretty well in the regular season, but ended up losing in the 1st round of the playoffs. And what's interesting is it looks like you were playing D that season.
I do not recall that, but I do remember requesting a trade from DeBeasy, and he was like, "Why?" And I literally had no reason. I think I just like wanted to get traded because I was like, I thought that was fun. And he's like, "Why do you want to trade? Like we're literally like leading the league or like we're winning," and I just like I want to be traded, and so he traded me. I think that's when DeBeasy realized how young I was. 'Cause
I mean,
in
at the time, you're
future-
probably 14 now, maybe 15.
Not even.
What year?
This is like 2000, end of 15, early 16, maybe. Like maybe.
Yeah, it's probably 2015. So, yeah, maybe
The end,
maybe
yeah.
14, 15, right around there.
Yeah, I'm like 12 years old still.
I've danced around a lot of numbers there.
13.
Somewhere in there.
He's like 13 maybe.
Not
Yeah,
not in
maybe
high
a
school.
year.
Yet. Not in high school yet, probably.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that season went to shit after I got traded. We lost so much. It was bad.
Well, the following season, you are on the LHL draft board, but you're not taken.
Again.
Tough to tell how much of that is because of the incidences that you had caused leading into that. But you get drafted in the 3rd round to Peoria, which is a team you probably, hopefully, remember well. And hopefully is the first one that you really have some memory of because you were dominant this season. The GM was Frisk. Jake Allen, I think he played under a couple different names that people might remember him as, but you ended up having the most points and most goals in the league, and were absolutely dominating, playing alongside Drag, actually, who had only started the game maybe like 2 or 3 seasons prior to this, if that. And you finish as the 1st seed, but what's really enjoyable to me, because he's here, is you end up losing to Tony's 3rd-seeded Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins in a best-of-7 finals that was literally like as back and forth as you could get. Like game 1 is to Wubs, game 2 is to you guys, 3 is to Wubs, 4 is to you guys. You're going back and forth, and I know there was some attendance issues I think on the final day that may have spelled the end there for you.
Oh, Kiwi mentions Tony and Kiwis.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Tony and Kiwis. Very important.
And Austin, getting you back.
Yeah. Just as long as.
Austin said, yeah, and Austin. I said it. I threw you out there.
All right. Look, now we got it. Well, there was also Migo and Alimata and BG. Was it Kukler? I thought it was Migo.
No, there's 2 different Wubs teams. I had Migo and BG on the other one.
You have too many Wubs teams. Well, anyway, Quacky, it seemed to be a pretty disappointing finals for you specifically because after the finals was over, you made what looks to be the only post you've ever made on the Reddit saying, GG Payo. And you
want to read the whole thing? It would be funny. It's
okay,
kind of
yeah, I'll read it. Yeah. Or do you want to read it out loud, Quacky?
No, you can read it.
Are you sure? I think it'd be funnier if you read it out loud.
Although it is very sad to see a team fight to the top of regular season and make it through to the finals, and with 3 games left and not show up. Good game played by WBS. I just want to say thank you, Frisk, for giving me this huge chance to play in the RSL and start all games. Great team for laughs and wins. I won't be playing next season, and so on until I come back. Thank you, Drag, for being my mate I can fuck with. Okay, so apparently I'm cool with him. Honestly, I love saying kill yourself as much as I did. You, my champ, mate. Oh, and also thanks for carrying the team. Thank you, Billiam Fuck the BOC, for being my memester. It's always good to have someone to meme with. Love you, Billiam. Thanks, Kill Pestle, for being an amazing teammate, and to watch you get better this season was outstanding. You really have improved, and I wanted you more playing time, but Frisk didn't agree. Damn.
Just
Thanks,
throwing your
Mr.
GM under the bus.
That's good. Keep going.
Thanks, Mr. Goose.
No, no, no.
Oh, for being a good teammate and waking up, actually getting on some games. Pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. Next. Thanks, Supa fucking Woo, for being in our team speak for some fucking reason every game. I'm not
Wow.
even sure if he's on our team. Was he?
It's better if we don't know the answer to that. I
I don't
think.
think
Yeah.
he. Yo, thanks Toodaloo. Oh wait, he didn't do anything, dude. What the hell is wrong with me? Oh yeah, Para. Thanks for your spam into our ears. That's pretty accurate. It was pretty cancer, but that's what I like, to be honest. Last and not least, Frisk was one of the best GMs I've had. Meeting him back at Ice Giants Season 2 RSL as Roman Polak. I believe. I don't fucking know. He changes his gay ass name every month. But he was a great goalie, and I love spending time with him on a team. Thanks, Frisk. GG no Re. Fuck the BOC. Dude, that is hilarious. Oh my
All right.
god.
Well, thank you for reading that. We don't stand by any of the terms that Quacky may
Yeah.
have used during this post, and I'm sure Quacky doesn't
He's a,
either. He's just doing a
he's a
reading of
different
it.
man
Yeah,
now.
Yeah,
I'm
he's a changed
changed.
man. No more gamer words. Oh yeah, what does GFR mean? Never mind. We'll talk about that
Great
later.
flipping racer.
Sure, sure.
Racer.
Super Hogloo in the chat. He's a great flipping racer.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so you did mention in that post that you weren't going to sign up next season, and you stuck to your guns. You didn't sign up that season. You also didn't sign up for 2 more seasons after that, as you were gone
my
for another
Oh,
calendar
God.
year.
I come in waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did I sign up next?
Well, you roll back in LHL season 15, RSL season 14. You're not on the LHL draft board, which is odd. So maybe you signed up a little later, but you're drafted in the 7th round to Steve's Roanoke, and you didn't play.
I think back then we used to allow people to say what league do you want to sign up for, and based on that plus the days you could list as your attendance, you would be not listed on the LHL draft board if you couldn't make Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday anyway, or said you weren't going to, like weren't going to play LHL basically.
Yeah. So do you remember that at all? Like you signed up maybe for RSL and didn't end up playing?
No, I don't recall that. Did I play? I didn't play at all?
No.
Dude,
No,
Nope.
you're on the stats. You're not listed as having played any games, and this is RSL season 14. So you were drafted, but unless the stats are somehow missing, there's nothing on here for you.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from
All right,
that.
hang
I
on. I got
thought.
something good here. I got something good. I have the signups.
Okay, all right.
Let's see. Is this one Quacky? Yes. His signup says, I realize my skill level is above JSL probably, but I just want to G and possibly teach some new guys. I want to get back into the community. I
Oh!
won't be like Gabe and just score as G in RSL. Rip?
Oh! Oh, Paco. Okay. Yes, dude. This is the Sully team.
Is it?
Do you have the rosters?
Yeah, let me get that open.
Dude, this is where oh my god, this is Paco's birth right here this season.
Paco's birth.
Yes, I birthed him.
Miranda Huskies, Sully non-playing GM. You have Rezi, Frozen, Quackyface as goalie, Paco, I want to drink bleach, Zambones, Pepperoni, Johnson, Gunkin, Slam Duncan's on there too. Teleturbans who'd been around. But yeah, this is notably Paco, Rezi, and Quacky on a JSL team together. Quacky playing goalie.
Yes. So I think we had like a new wave of players because of a Reddit post, and I just like usually I'm a dickhead to everyone, but I like stuck with Paco for some reason. I'm like, this is my guy. So I was friendly to him, and I got Sully to draft him. And dude, look where Paco is now. I think I should hold some responsibility.
Yeah, you are responsible for what happened to him.
But
Playing this.
that season I was G. I don't remember how performance was in that season, but the whole team was doing very good. But I don't know if it was towards the end of the regular season. I stopped showing up.
You were kicking ass. Your team finished second seed overall that season in the JSL. You guys were 11-4. You had a 70% save rate, which probably shows you probably shouldn't have been in the JSL, but that's
He was
Probably.
best goalie in the league.
that's yeah. So you win the goalie awards that season, which is the clean sweep of the goalie awards we saw on the initial player card here that we put together for you. But ultimately, the team does not win. They lose in the finals as they get swept by Philadelphia, who was actually the number 1 seed, finished 1 point in front of you guys.
I think there were some notable players on that team, right?
On Philadelphia? Well, I believe that was the Renegade team. Yeah, it was. So Renegade, John Cena, Daniel Legou, 35 points in the JSL. He tore it up.
Paco's enemy.
Yep, we talked about that in the Paco interview. We've got Beefings there, who was there for a little while. Fans, Office Lamp, Dead Latin, Trip.
All right, maybe not.
Trip is
Oh,
Frisk,
Trip, okay.
same guy.
Yeah.
Who is listed as having an 88% save rate.
Jesus. I
And
mean,
only
he was
4
like LHL
games
quality,
played,
yeah?
But he, yeah, he had a lot. But yeah, Daniel Legou pretty clearly ran away with it that season and carried his team to the dub in the finals as well.
But Sully was like messaging me like, dude, where the hell are you? You're just not showing up. And I'm like, yeah, my computer broke. Sorry. I was just, I think, bored of
How come
playing
this
G.
keeps happening to Sully? People lying to him about not being able to show up. Whatever.
Yeah, I kind of screwed him over, but it's JSL. They had fun. I didn't need to play. They needed some guy to learn in G.
You should have been dangling in your own zone, like self-plugging the RSL,
Oh,
Gabe in
dude,
the
I hate
LHL.
self-plug.
All right. Well, people who were
On to the
asking,
next
looking
one.
for who we're gonna piss off, what old player who isn't around is gonna come out of the
There's
woodwork
no
to be
way he's
offended.
watching this.
That's you'd think that, but people
Dude,
come
wait,
back.
hey, Slugger,
And
if
if
you're
you're
watching
bastards
this,
to them,
you're a
No,
great
no.
endurance teammate.
Okay, we're not going there. We're gonna just move
Dude,
on.
I
We're gonna
raced with
move
him.
on from that. Okay, so season 16, you don't end up playing, so you take another season off, but this time it's not a full year, and you finally return for LHL season 17 and RSL season 16. And I'm curious how much you remember this because this is the first time you ended up on one of my teams. But before we get there, I want to ask you about one of your favorite players because he was your GM this season in the RSL, was BG playing for
Yes.
the Mud Bugs.
Yes, that was he playing or not playing?
no, he's not playing.
He was not playing because he was
That's right.
starting, had long been starting as a defenseman in the LHL at that point. Had won several cups in that time as well.
Yeah, no, that was a fun season. Not how it ended, but that was a fun season for RSL.
Well, what's
I
Keep the
probably
E
rem-
block next to your name, the magma block on the
Yeah.
stat page.
yeah, that's back when they would do like hot streaks and whatnot on the stat pages.
Yeah,
but-
they used to do cold too, but then they got complained at enough and they had to stop doing
Yeah.
it.
Oh man, that
We
would have
had
been fun.
Pac
Though.
on that team. Doc, Cap was in net, which I didn't even know until like a while after. I was like, that was kind of shocking to me. Who else?
You didn't know
we had
your own
more.
goalie was?
Ouch, right?
No, goalies are. You don't need goalies. That's what I thought at the time.
After having just played goalie to an elite level in the JSL. Okay.
And then
Continue.
stopped showing up and your team lost.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, I don't know. That's that season. Me and Gouch Gouch was one of the first players I ever met in the game, so it was really cool to just get to skate with him. I kind of looked up to him for a while. He was very friendly to me in the beginning, and playing with him was actually pretty fun. He did some wacky stuff that kind of just worked for me. Like he would do a lot of the board deeks behind the net,
Oh god.
and I'm like, dude, that is my shit. That's my bread and butter.
So we have
Like-
Gouch to thank for the way that you are.
I guess.
All right, we're interviewing Gouch next.
No,
'cause
I was
need to
board
complain.
deacon
I need
a
to
long
complain.
time before that. But that season was just on fire. And I remember the salsa team, Hawk was like
Yeah.
Hawk was the guy that was like my rival, dude. I hated him. So annoying, so toxic. I mean, I was toxic too, but his toxic was worse, all right? But oh my god, I wanted to beat him so bad. And I lost to him in the finals. So
And despite losing to him in the finals, you still win playoff MVP, which there's only a handful of times in any of the leagues that that's happened. So I was curious whether or not you remembered getting that award or if you had just like, you at that point were like, I don't care anymore, whatever.
I probably, but I do remember I think it was game 7. I think there was either 2 or 3 times Gouch literally had like a straight shot to the net, like a breakaway, like literally just head dead straight to the net, and he sent it over the net each time.
Ugh.
And
So
it's
it's
like,
more Gouch's fault than Paco's if you're gonna place
no, yeah,
blame on one
Paco won
player.
every game he played in.
No, I
He
thought
was
I
good.
think he might from Paco's story. I believe he lost one
Oh, did
in
he
the
lose?
finals. Yeah,
That fucking shitter, dude.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, Gouch really kind of blew it. And he's like, I'm gay.
He did like to say that a lot,
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
like a lot, a lot.
I find it interesting you said that Hawk was your rival because you kind of like Hawk was very good this season, but you also had more goals than he had points.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's not
So,
much of a rivalry.
I mean,
yeah,
I knew I was better, but he'd be like, "Hey, you're pretty good, Quacky. You're probably second place right behind me," and that shit would piss me off because I'm like this immature 14-year-old maybe at this time, 15. I don't really know, and so that just gets under my skin easily, and I just hated him.
Well, understandable.
But yeah, we lost because they had like Not Led and Hawk. And some I don't
Yeah,
know.
you guys only had Quacky and Paco.
Dude, don't forget
And
about Doc.
Doc was killing it. Doc was an RSL superstar.
Was DeBeezy on that team?
No, he was on Ontario,
No.
jamming.
But yeah,
A
there's
team
that
with a few
season.
cold blocks, little
Oh, that
players
was
who were
also the
cold.
LA. That was when I took over Canoodle's spot, though, right?
yes,
Yep.
so that's what I was about to get to actually. Yeah, so I had drafted you in the fifth round.
Ooh,
In that,
hi.
yeah, little high. Guess who went one pick before you?
Hawk?
Hawk.
Slim?
Hawk went one
No
pick before
way.
you. Yeah, he went 28th and you went 29th. Which I wonder how much of that
Oh,
fueled some of the rivalry there as well.
hang on, DeBeezy. I brought that up. I was like just demanding a trade for no reason. I don't worry. I was in the wrong there. I know. Didn't you? I think DeBeezy's team still won.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't need
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, obviously not. I was like, I want to trade. This is I don't know why, but
I
trade
think
me.
his excuse earlier was that he was just young and bored and wanted the drama or something that would come with that. So he
He
thought it
thought
would be
getting
fun.
traded would have been cool, and
Yeah,
he was right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Getting traded does kind of rock.
you're right.
It is
Not
interesting.
winning the cup at the end of the season is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and then getting traded and then the team trading you wins. I've seen that one. I've seen that one firsthand.
well, speaking of not winning the cup, you did
Oh
that with
yeah.
me this season as well, and Tony, as we were on Anaheim together, and we initially had Canoodle starting, but you ended up working your way up to take your rightful place there, alongside me for the first of like four seasons in a row of
Yep.
that happening. And yeah, this was also the start of the playoffs not really being super kind to you, as we got swept in the playoffs, in the
Hey, in the
finals.
finals, we had a good
And
first round.
yes, we had a good first round,
Quacky
but
was in net at the end.
Yeah,
yes, yeah, you know,
that was
uh,
because Dalf was not there, right?
Yeah, he missed the
yeah,
day. He missed like the
he
last
missed a
day.
day,
It
and
was
so
the
you
last day, right? And we
were,
won.
Yeah, it was the last day. It was game 5, 6, and 7.
I
yeah,
remember Icy was talking trash after they were up, I think, in like game 6 or 7, and Tony went crazy that one
I
game.
had a 4-goal game
yep.
in game 7.
To be
I
clear, Tony
remember
had
that
8
vividly.
goals in the whole playoffs. So
Yeah.
4 goals in that one game 7 carried us through that series. But yeah, we got to the finals, and Guy, Doug,
No,
Meatsail,
no, it was a guy,
and
Austin Marchie meet.
oh, sorry, Marchie Meatsail. I read Doug's best friend and just read Doug.
Yeah, Doug's
But
best friend.
yeah, they absolutely dumpstered the fuck out of us in the finals, and it wasn't close. We got
Yeah.
pretty heavily shit on, and that was I don't know if it started your curse, but yeah, this is not the last time. Let's just say you made it to the finals and got swept in fairly embarrassing fashion. But I'm curious how much you remember of that, because you, as we mentioned, you ended up playing some goalie for us, and you played some goalie in the regular season too. Had some really good numbers for that. I had a lot of faith in you as a goalie as well. Was considering that as an option for you in the future too. But yeah, I'm curious how much you remember of that, and how much that shaped you, or maybe reinvigorated you to some extent to get some more LHL time, because you
I
didn't take a lot of time off after that season. You were pretty consistent.
Yeah, I think getting a taste of the finals and like the LHL playoffs continued my season 17, 18, 19, 20, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I do remember being in net, how nerve-wracking that was. I remember I let in a goal, and I'm like, because I don't have a mic, so I'm typing. I'm like, my bad, Dial. And then you're always there
Sorry.
reaffirming. Yeah, yep, sorry. And you're always there reaffirming. And so, but that was very nerve-wracking. And then in the finals, we were just outmatched. Um,
I think we knew going in we were gonna have trouble because they swept us in the regular season too, and it was never particularly close.
I
That team
remember,
just had us.
was it BG who was very infuriating to play with that season?
We didn't have
Oh,
PG.
Look, you would never say
oh,
that about BG.
That was
Oh,
the
I'm,
next
I'm thinking
season.
about the other time we get swept.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who it was?
I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Who was
That's
the
the other
D?
time you, Dalf, and Dial got swept
It
in a finals
was
That
together.
was you and Jeff, right?
Yes, it was
Or
Tony and it was Taze that were playing defense for us that
And
season.
Gregors sometimes.
Yes, Gregors was occasionally popping in there as well. We
I
had
think probably our
literally 1 minute of ice time from Dick Dug, and in that 1 minute he was a -1. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
I think probably our forward checking. What was the end of our season? Because me and you, I know, we're very bad at forward checking.
Yeah, very passive forecheckers. Like we're too passive, and then we overcommit. It was the problem.
We're not there yet, and we will talk about it,
And
but I was stunned to find out when we got on a team again, Quacky, in season 21, that you had no clue how to forecheck. In your
Yeah.
words, it was. But anyway, we'll get into that in a
yeah,
little bit.
that definitely was a big part of the problem because we just got absolutely worked by Austin and Marshy over and over and over again.
Yeah, it was
And then
bad.
Meat Sale
was
was
rough.
doing some irreparable damage at the
Oh
other
yeah,
end
yeah.
at
Meat
every
was
opportunity.
crazy, and that was really Meat's like pop off season. I would say as a
Yeah.
forward too. Like he was really.
Excuse me.
And this is kind of an interesting discussion actually that I'm curious to have with you. But we see a lot of like the really high talent, like high skilled players like Mitzel and yourself, and Gabe in the past as well. Three people that are some of the most talented individuals I've ever seen play, and you all happen to also be absolutely cracked at goalie. So I'm curious if you can think of any kind of correlation as to why some of the most high talent individuals also tend to be people that have just an insane innate ability to be really good in net.
I wouldn't say I'm insane,
You
but
were really good,
having
dude. You were really good.
having the hand-eye, if that's what you want to call it, coordination really helps. Like Meat can hit anything out of the air. I feel like that was my specialty, just hitting stuff out of the air. And I guess that just really helps, just lining the stick up with the puck. Positioning though is like that's where I see like a big flaw in myself. I remember when I played G, I was always just out of whack and with positioning. That's where people like PK are really fucking good.
Hmm. You didn't study PK's game before
I should
it
have,
came
dude.
in. Well, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Good hand-eye. I'd agree. I'd probably agree with that. That'd be the correlation
I
there.
expected that was
That'd be
probably going to be your answer, but I was curious to see if you had any
I
no
mean,
other
yeah, I don't
insight.
know what else could it. I don't know what else it could be.
they just
What's your
got
thought
it.
style? Let me
No,
turn
I
the
mean
question.
I agree.
Why are
That's
you
like
so bad at
that.
goalie?
That is because I am not a talent player. Like that's not my style ever. But I figured that was likely the case. It's just people that tend to have natural or more natural like hand eye, like even self plug, right? Self plug like Gabe, another person who played a little bit of goalie, was really good at it, but was also a crazy stick handler. I think there's a pretty clear tie to
Why is
the
Otto sucking net then? Just being
well,
AFK the whole time?
yeah,
That
Otto
takes its
kind
toll.
of yeah. Otto employs the Lewis strategy of I'm not going to pay attention the whole time. And so that doesn't, I say that about Lewis. He doesn't do that as much as he used to. I can't meme on him the same way. But yeah, that's really Otto's biggest problem, I would say. But yeah, I think there's definitely comes down to hand eye. But as somebody who has never been capable of being a good goalie, I'm always interested to hear the perspective from people that, can. So I was interested to see what you would say.
Yeah, leave it to those of us with a 80% or higher LHL career save percentage, like me and probably Quacky. I don't know to talk about goalkeeping.
Kiwi wants to know why he sucks at stick handling, Quacky.
Why does Kiwi suck
He's
or
a bit
Quacky?
slow in the brain, and I think he's too much trained where Otto just feeds the puck to him, so he's never really had to like work on his own.
I feel like he used to work. He used to have to work for it before pre-season 19.
The long G shots, that was pretty much it.
Damn. All right. Well, speaking of Kiwi, let's well, getting there. The next season, which you sign up for, you finally make it consecutive seasons. It's crazy.
Let's go.
You're drafted by Doug, and that doesn't take long for that to be Kiwi's team. I don't know if that's maybe around when you decided you'd had enough and wanted traded, but yeah, you end up traded to Cap's Dallas team, reunited with Dial, and you play a bit. And we mentioned in the intro, but you win the cup in a backup role, but you didn't play 4 games and you had 10 points. You were a
Oh,
That's
very
in the
damn.
impactful
playoffs.
player
Four
in the
games, 10
playoffs.
points in the playoffs, that's a
Yeah,
big
like
deal. 2.5 points per game in the playoffs in the LHL. That's tough.
they probably don't win the cup without you. You know,
Yeah.
4 games of getting that. Like
Dude,
it's
look at
really
me
all there is
go.
to it. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, do you have many memories of that season? Maybe, Kiwi taking over as GM, Kiwi
I
and
don't
Nat.
remember the season 18 as much. I don't even. I didn't know Kiwi
Yeah, you
took
didn't play a
over.
ton of games. I
Yeah,
think you
that's because
played
I
eight
was
regular
under
season games.
50%.
Yeah.
So,
If I remember
and I
correctly,
probably should have.
Kiwi said that you requested a trade as well, I think. And then was
I
this the
wouldn't be
same?
surprised.
I think this is the same season where he said you requested a trade and he was
And he
going
was
to
gonna
send you
trade
to
you.
like Toronto or something. And then you were like, maybe I'll stay. Maybe I'll stay. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't. Kiwi, fill us in a bit more.
And he
Kiwi
using the
says
tab.
trading him to the team he wanted to go to because he didn't want to go to Toronto. So, yeah, Kiwi was saying in his interview that he basically did you a favor by not putting you on the last place team and instead giving you to a team that had a real playoff shot.
Kiwi,
Kiwi needs
you're
another.
amazing, honey.
Man, I really wish I wish he traded you to Toronto so we didn't have to play against Quacky probably in 2 games, I'm guessing, in the finals there.
I called out Dial. Oh my god. Well, I didn't want to go on a team with Leafs or DMB.
Leafs team beat Lucic? Hawk? Come
Dude,
on.
Let's
You don't
be
want to be
real.
on that
Let's be
team?
real. You didn't want to be on Hawks team.
That team had 3 wins, I think, or
that's
maybe
true.
4.
Four. They had four.
It was, yeah.
Well, thank you, Kiwi, dude. Giving me my first and only cup.
You
I
couldn't do it
appreciate
on the
that.
ice, but we could do it off the ice.
Yeah. But yeah, that I don't really remember much of the Dallas team besides winning, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I don't remember
Okay.
too much of that one.
No, it's okay. Yeah, you don't remember. You don't
Moving
remember.
on.
All right. I'm curious what you do remember, but that's fine. Where
We're
especially because you're
fine.
getting
Season
right
19,
now.
I remember. I
At some
remember
point,
that one.
okay, season 19 was the last LHL season, or a lot of people thought it was going to be the last LHL season for a while, and it was for almost 2 years. But LHL season 19, you're drafted in the 4th round by me. To Philadelphia, and you were a top performer. You were absolutely nuts. You had like 70 points or something like that. You were crazy, crazy good that season playing alongside me. We were dumpstering people, at least offensively. Yeah, you had 72. I had 84. The two of us combined for just under 100 goals. So, a lot of firepower there between the two of us. I think we had the most goals of any forward pairing in the league, actually. And that is the season we were playing with BG and Dalf on defense. So this is maybe what you were thinking of earlier. But this is also the season where we had Slim in net originally, and BG bullied him, and Slim quit. And so we ended up with Ricky, who was drafted to be our backup goalie and turned into our starter.
Yeah,
And it
that
worked out
wasn't.
really well, and everybody lived happily ever after.
There was a
Right?
period where Eric was like kind of hot, and we're like, dude, we might be able to pull this through.
Yep.
And little did we know it was not the case.
So if you ask Eric about that, he'll vividly remember we had like a 7 game winning streak or something after Eric came in, and Eric had like a 70% save rate. And right after we finished that game, Eric's like feeling good about himself, and I'm just like, man, I can't wait till you get fucking shelled. To my
That
own
sounds about
goalie.
right. That's
To my
something you
own
would say.
goalie. And lo
Well,
and
it
behold,
happened.
yeah, it happened. We still
Happened a
kept winning
lot.
games, but Eric's save percentage obviously
I
did
think
not
another
hold
thing,
up at
remember
like 70%.
we used to speculate about that, about feeling like maybe the team was playing a lot tighter, harder defense, like not having confidence in
Yeah,
them,
I think we
and then
talked.
maybe laxing on that a little.
Yeah, I think we talked about that with, was it with Kiwi? I think it was, where generally like when you have a goalie that you're not as confident in, and Quacky, I'm curious as a forward if you feel the same way. When you have a goalie you're not as confident in, you tend to play less like, or I guess more risk averse, like trying to be safer, trying to be smarter, just avoid as many mistakes as possible. Because if you're anything like me or some of the other people we've spoken to about this, there's always that like constant thing in the back of your head, like, oh, if I fuck this up, it's going in the back of our net. Like, oh, if they get a shot on goal, like they're not going to save it. Like we're going to get scored on, and
Uh,
that's unfair to a lot of backup goalies. But that is genuinely, I think, something that causes teams to tighten up, and I think that's what happened to our team that season. But again, curious where you fall on that.
I really don't think about it like that way. The only way I do think about it that way is with D-man. If I know I've got a really good D-man behind me, like Juice or Paco, I'll try some weirder shit.
It's weird, Tony. You
Uh,
didn't say your name on that.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that was
Tony,
odd.
I'm dumping it.
I'm getting it's getting out of there. It's gotta go.
But I've actually never even really thought about that. Like thinking about your G as offensive skater. That's interesting.
I
But no,
think
I
about
usually
it a
just
lot.
I, I can tell you I do
do
too, and I know for a fact that definitely Dalf and BG did as well, because I remember having conversations with them about that, long after the fact, that it definitely plays into the way that they would play defense, because like I said, they would feel like if I don't block this shot attempt, there's a really good chance it's going in. Or if I don't get this, breakout pass out and I get stuffed, we're getting scored on. And so that made them play a lot tighter around Eric early on. And then as we kept winning, they kind of got more comfortable and loosened up and got a little too loose. And by the time we get to the playoffs, our team is just not anywhere near as sharp defensively as we should have been. And well, I mean, you know how that went with Kiwi and Otto just absolutely walking all over us.
yeah. How would you play like safe differently than you would like risky as a forward when you're worrying about your G?
back checking harder,
Back
pretty
checking
much.
harder. Yep. That's typically when I'm concerned, like, and I'm infamous for going up all the time, right? And not playing any defense. But if I'm back checking, like actually back checking, it's because I don't have trust in the people behind
The
me.
people, plural.
Yes. I don't have trust in, at least one or two of the people behind me to actually either get the puck out, make a save, whatever the case is. So if you see me back checking, I'm sorry to say, it probably means I'm a little concerned about what might happen. So that's how it works for me. And Tony, it sounds like for you, it's a similar story.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if I'm forward or D. If I'm on I'm pretty much. It sucks because with a lot of most goalies, honestly, you can allow the long shots, but if you don't trust the goalie, you can't, and you got to really
Yeah.
sell out going for a block, and you kind of end up leaving guys open. I find, like Kiwi, like I think is happening there. Well, there's more to it that it wasn't just maybe not trusting your goalie why that was happening. That was just like a horrific breakdown of
Well, and a big part of it too is Otto,
everything.
right? Otto was a
Yeah,
game breaker at the
yeah,
time.
exactly. But
Kiwi,
you kind of always had, especially in that time, you always had to play auto like that, so
yes,
it
yep.
makes sense. But you don't usually have to play everybody. I remember in on Seattle season 20 having to do that, where I think I started on forward, and I remember we had some rough games, some rough goaltending games early on, and I was really selling out for trying to block long shots, and if they don't go in, then Dial's wide open next to your net. So it's like if I miss the block, I mean. It's either the long shot's going in or Dial's now open because I had to leave him to try to block a long shot,
Yeah, and that's
which is something, if you got Sully in net, it's like you don't need to worry about that.
whether or not they
That's not
noticed
going
it.
in.
I think Kiwi and Otto definitely exploited that, because Kiwi knew exactly how to position off of Otto. Otto knew for sure that he was going to be able to pull like both of us over to him on the back check, plus one of the defensemen at least over to try to put additional pressure on him. And then he's got the easy outlet pass to Kiwi every time. And Eric, being not as experienced as a goalie, it's tough to really ask him to make a lot of saves in that circumstance. And I guess really with how bad that ended up being, it's tough to ask any goalie to make a lot of saves in that circumstance. So, but yeah, difficult situation. And I'm definitely intrigued to hear that you didn't look at it that way, because you have definitely a healthier mindset about the game if that's the case.
I mean, I was still in a negative mindset when we started losing those first two games, but
That soundboard was going off at
I
Eric.
mean, look, let's
yeah.
let's be real. I don't know if you felt the same way, but after the first two games, I thought it was pretty clear that there was no shot in hell we were winning that series unless like
Absolutely.
I told it to Kiwi. I knew as a spectator it was over from that pub where Kiwi was shit talking Dalf. I knew Dalf was gonna start going up the ice. It was very clear. I don't know. That was like the ultimate mind game moment, I think, in the game's history. It's
I
fucking
will say
wild.
we definitely could have played better. I don't think it would have mattered. I think as well as we could have played, we still probably lose that series. I do think the scores look worse than they probably should have been, but that's mostly because I think we if when you go down early or go down like 3 goals after the first period, you start playing more aggressive to try to sell out and get some goals back on the board, and that's a perfect situation for a team like what Otto and Kiwi were capable of to exploit that and continue to add to their lead, and that's exactly what they did several times over. So again, you
Absolutely.
got to give them all the credit in the world there. Like they absolutely earned every goal they scored, and they earned the win. I think we could have been better, but at the end of the day, we still lose that series no matter how well we play.
Yeah, definitely. Well, what's the next season though?
Well, there isn't one. The game died.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
wait, you're
so
right.
what is going on with Quackyface in the 2 years of downtime? Because I'm pretty sure we didn't see you until we were bringing the league back.
Dude, I don't even know. What year did it die?
Died at the end of 2018, so like all of 2019 and half of 2020.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm in high school. Um,
That's friggin'
Gosh, I don't
crazy.
even know. I honestly forgot the game died for a while. Because I don't think I was playing with anyone like HQM related.
I mean,
No,
you may
you
not have
never had
been
a mic at
planning
any
to
point.
sign up the following season anyway, especially with how that ended and knowing your intermittent history. That seems like a prime opportunity where you may have taken
Yeah.
that time to step away from the game, even if there was a season 20 right away.
I'm pretty sure I just played other games. Probably, yeah. I just played video
Back to
games and waited to
Subrosa.
HQM. I don't think it was Sub Rosa. I'm pretty sure that was like dead by then. Well, not dead, but just not good.
Dead to you.
Yeah. Amen. But I think I just played video games, waited for HQM to come back.
Kiwi made a quick comment here in chat. He wants to hear you give him credit for the finals there, for
So
how
next
he played.
season.
All right, so season 20, we get in. Okay, Kiwi, we get into a good one where you and Kiwi both play for the same teams several
Oh
times.
yeah,
We'll get
wait.
into that. You're drafted season 20 to Caps Colorado Rage. They traded up to get you, actually.
This is when I have the mic. This is new
You
edition.
get a mic, which was mind-boggling for all of us who've been playing the game for so long and knew.
For anyone who
This was
doesn't
a big
know,
moment.
Quacky had soundboards that he would communicate with that would be things like an apology if he fucked up, or it would be like,
Yeah,
up
sorry.
same boards or something like that. If he was open there, was going to
No.
pass there. Yeah, one that was just like, no. So you'd ask him, like, hey, Quacky, are you open around? And he'd just be like, no, on the soundboard. You got really good
Oh,
at the like hotkeys or whatever you had for it because they would be
Dude, I
instant
had it down.
responses too. Like you had it
Yeah.
down.
I wish someone had clips of it so I could relive that.
Oh, it was
yeah,
so
no.
funny.
I still remember the video. Anyway, we won't. We don't need to say, but
Don't
the
yeah,
first
don't say that
video
one,
of
man.
yeah, the first video of you talking is the funniest thing. And anyway, yeah. So they trade up for you. They believe in you. Cap knows I gotta get Quacky and Dial together, and yeah, for a long time it's working, and you and Dial are dominating. You
For
Dial
like
Guy and
almost
Marchie,
three
which
weeks
is
or
just an
something, right?
insane roster. It's yeah, you're just great. You finish on the top performers, fourth. It's amazing. You're
Probably would have
as
finished
usual.
higher too.
Would have maybe you could have finished higher, finished ahead of Paco, who knows? But yeah, ultimately, see your season sort of ends. You are traded to LA and they miss the playoffs. And that ends a very strong season, sort of squandered for you. So anyway, what do you remember about
Yeah.
that and the trade
It
that
was
you were okay with and didn't
knife
blame
in the
Cap?
back, man.
Didn't blame Cap and hold a grudge for years.
No, I not at all. It was hard, I got this mic, I'm so invested into this team. Shit starts to hit the fan because guys not able to play anymore because of 50% sign up. And trade deadline comes, and I'm like, who are we? Are we gonna get Tony or something? Like we're gonna get trade Marchie,
We were
and then
really
I see
close to
that.
getting Tony. Really close.
Really? Don't say
Well,
Yeah.
they
that,
did
man.
trade
That's
Marchie too.
Well,
Uh,
we were getting was it Crab at the time to consider it, and ultimately when that fell through is why you ended up getting traded.
You're
Uh,
telling me could have been me and Dial and Quacky? I could have got like 20 more assists that season.
I thought we were gonna put me on D, like try something new, but
Look, I say we were close. I mean, Crab may have just been fucking with us the whole time. You never
Yeah, he
really
was probably
know.
stringing you
that's
along. He was
probably
probably
very
just
true. But yeah, no, I got traded, and I was pretty upset. That was our last time together, Dial.
It was. It
yeah,
was.
because Dial hates the game.
I,
Anyways,
Yeah.
no, that's not true.
this is a safe space for you to talk about it. If you want to blame me for being traded, you are welcome to do so.
Was it your idea?
It was not my idea.
Be honest.
Actually, I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not remember. I do know
Oh,
that Cap
okay.
and I had
Cap's
a
gonna
lot of.
post screenshots.
I mean, I'm
For
sure you could find it and figure out whose idea it was. We had a lot of discussions in Discord too. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus or anything like that. Like, it was definitely a decision we ultimately came to together. But yeah, and Tony has said this several times. In hindsight, it would have been better for him to trade me and keep you, like you and Marchie, and trade me for somebody like, maybe Tony. And that team probably finds a way to still stay relevant and actually, be a factor in the playoffs
yeah.
instead of what Colorado ultimately became, because Kiwi and I just were never able to get on the same page together.
Yeah. Kiwi needs like a forward that's just gonna dipsy doodle around Deke and then feed it to him.
Yeah, you need the guy who's sort of the dangling
Kind of
playmaker.
like you
You're
kind of need
looking
the
at
best player in the game,
yeah,
Otto. Like, but
Auto Quacky, you know.
but when Colorado was going well, that was probably some of the most fun I've ever had. Like, there was times, I don't know, I feel like just playing with Dial, I didn't even have to like look at the map. I just pass it and I know he's gonna be there. We kind of had that, I feel like, chemistry built up, and
Guy talks
having
about that season highly too, just hucking it at Dial's head and getting free assists is how he remembers it. Obviously, I believe Guy played a much, much, much bigger role in that team's success
yeah,
than he remembers.
he doesn't
But
realize how
He
much more he
definitely did.
actually
yeah,
contributed.
But I mean, we popped off early on in the season. Like, we first game was 6-0, then 5-4 win, 7-2 win. We got a shutout 6-0 by Otto's team, but okay, put that aside. 6-3 win, 4-1 win, 6-2 win, 7-3 win, 6-5 wins. We're giving up a decent amount of goals, but we were scoring an insane number at that time. It was crazy.
when do you
Uh,
lose 7-6 in overtime?
To Eric, shut
that
up.
it
Yeah,
was 8-7. It was 8-7.
it was
But
8-7.
yeah, it was
That
eight
rocks.
seven. So we went four
Yeah, Crab
three. We
had
went
7 points.
2-1, and then is the 8-7 loss where we infamously had a 6-1 lead in that game and blew it to lose 8-7 in overtime. And
In the
Quacky,
final seconds,
I,
there was like a physics puck
Yeah,
going
Eric
into
made his
Eric's
one
net.
save of the
yep,
game.
Eric makes one save.
yep.
It was crazy. His face is in the crossbar and it just hits his stick and stays out somehow.
We
It
were
wasn't meant
resilient
to
after
be.
that though. We did win 2-1 in the following game, but then that really kicked
I think
off.
Didn't Quacky miss 2 games and maybe you won without him, and that's what did it.
That may have been the case
I
because
think that's maybe what happened.
we end up winning that Colorado game, or the final Colorado game. Final win for Colorado before the trade deadline was that 2-1 win right after that 8-7 loss. But then we lose four in a row, and none of them are really that close. Like 5-2, 4-1, 9-3, and 7-2 before the trade deadline. So we were getting absolutely rocked. And I think that was the point where it was just like clear that, for us to, like, something was going to have to change. And it seemed easier at the time to try to like just shuffle a roster at that point than try to make it work internally, which I know is what you had wanted to do at the time. I don't know if you remember this, but you were big on
Yeah.
the idea of like, let's just keep it together. We will figure it out. It's just going to take some time to get used to, for like Margie to get used to playing with Cap, and for Cap, who had not played for a lot of the season because Guy was starting, to
And he
get
hadn't been playing a lot at
integrated.
all. Cap was one of
Yeah,
the guys who
yeah,
came in
and was
having
rusty.
not played.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely think we should have kept it together.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looking back, should have just gambled. Maybe it would have sucked, but you know, I think the higher ceiling would have been that roster.
But then I get traded to the Los Angeles Wildfire,
With
and
Ike.
yeah, that team was actually a blast. It was because you got that you know you're not gonna make the playoffs, but you're showing up and just kind of having fun.
You're at a
Um,
point where like the losses don't really hit you that hard, so you're just like enjoying it for what it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember playing with Johnny Hockey and Demon and Jerry and Zam and like scrims. That was really fun. I'm still very good friends with Zam and Demon and Jerry.
You don't
Oh, and
say.
Super Hot Glue. Dude, he's down there. I remember he started the last few seasons. Oh yeah, that's Demon and Jerry in the picture for those who don't know. I shared a
With the
bed with him.
mustache, right? D-Man Jerry's the one with the mustache. You're the other
He's the
guy.
little boy with
Dude,
the
he
mustache.
wishes. Yeah, shared a bed with that guy. He's pretty cool. But yeah, Super Hot Glue filled in for I think it was Narg on the last game day, and he actually did a really good job. I was like very impressed. And that kind of leads into the next season where I drafted Super.
It does.
But
And before
but
we get there, real quick, actually, I just want to take an opportunity to gloat. So Colorado won 2 games after the trade deadline. Both of them were over LA.
sorry,
So
man.
It's like a
so
1v1.
thank you. It's a lie, actually. We did win 4 games, so like 2 of the 4. And I made it sound more entertaining. So maybe I can clip that later and just like share it when you've forgotten the context.
We had Johnny Hockey skating and Demon and Jerry skating.
Well, what are you trying to say about Johnny and D-Man? Come on.
What are you doing?
Look, man, they're
They were
great people,
gamers,
but
dude.
I
Oh,
would not
toxic
be
as fuck.
Oh
Here we
my
go.
God, great people, but oh wow, that's
You
tough.
know what we should have done,
Ugh.
Tony? We should have given Quacky a list of everybody he's ever played with and rated them top to bottom.
Dude, I've already done that.
That would have been good.
I've
Yeah,
got a
but have you
whole
put your
tier
name
list.
to it and made it? You have a tier list.
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
Taco and Guy have
How-
seen it. I think I
how,
sent it to Juice while I was drunk.
How recent is the tier list?
I think it's a year ago today.
Oh, it's
Not today, but it's around a year ago. So I think it still holds up pretty well.
Okay, if you're willing to, can we take a look at the tier list maybe at the end of this?
Sure, sure.
Okay, all right. Are you willing to
That's
share
so
it on stream or no?
Yeah, no, sure, why not?
Okay, all right. You
well,
go
I can think
find
of a few
it.
reasons
Dude,
why
I got
not,
nothing
but
to
it's fine.
hide.
Go find it, and then you can link it in the chat at the end. Okay.
Okay,
Well, no, we're going through it. We're going through it on here.
I'll
Let's
get
let's
these two,
go.
hang
Let's
on.
let's
All
skip
right,
through this. We
Super,
got one more
Super wants
season.
to get back to talking him up. So, well, are you ready to go to the next season? Is there anything else about that LA experience that you had that you wanted to?
LA experience
how-
was pretty fun.
It was great. The game was back
And
alive.
is the reason I'm in like this HQM clique now today.
It's kind of like an introduction to a new.
I kind
friend
of just
group for
I
you.
triggered someone by saying that.
I shouldn't have brought the game back.
All right, but yeah,
So basically, this was the season where you replaced me and Cap as your friends with other people.
Well,
Yes.
you guys did it.
correct.
You traded
No,
them
no,
to
no,
his new
no.
friends.
You killed me.
He replaced
guys-
us. He replaced us.
Yeah, because you
Okay,
guys
I-
traded them
look,
to his
I
new
understand,
friends,
I
to
understand.
better
We,
people who
yeah,
wanted them.
We did it to ourselves. I did feel so bad about that, even though at the time I thought we needed to do something. I did. I hope you know. I felt so
wish
guilty.
we got
and I
Quacky,
did
man.
not want to trade you,
Fuck.
or I did not want to see you get traded.
yeah, it was unfortunate.
All right,
Dial.
so season
Load this one
21. You're GMing.
Yes, first time.
So you better fucking remember all the details about this one, because this, like, as the GM, all of this is your decision and your fault. So in the
Yeah,
first
I don't
round,
really remember much, but no.
in the first round, you pick Tony is the 4th overall
Good
pick,
pick,
which is
wow.
one of the highest picks I think Tony ever came to.
Where'd I
right?
go?
4th overall?
Yeah, that's tied.
I think it
That's
was-
tied.
Yeah. So you're picking 4th overall in every round. It looks like we didn't do any kind of snaking or anything like that season. But I want to ask you first and foremost, like, what made you want to step up and be a GM? Because everything I would have known about you ahead of that would have said that, you know, Quacky would never want the responsibility.
Oh, hey, can I answer this one? Because I bet I know. It's didn't want to get traded to LA again.
Yeah, that probably had a little bit to do with it. No, I was like, I've got a mic now. I'm ready to. I think I want to like actually choose the team.
No more Dial. Actually, he didn't sign up. He had nothing to worry about.
The Dial was probably burnt out from
Yep.
season 20 still.
Colorado killed me. It really did.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. Playing with Kiwi, man, it's tiring. There's 2 types of Kiwis. There's Philadelphia Kiwi, and then there's Colorado Kiwi.
I see.
And
Are you willing to give Philadelphia Kiwi credit?
he was great on Philadelphia.
If
He
you
was
rock.
amazing. He was
I
fun to
mean,
play with. It's awesome playing with him when everything's going your way. But
Well, you
when it's
pick him in the
not, it's
second
rough.
round, and you pick
Yeah,
Tidge in the
Tony was
third.
like bad picking Kiwi.
Kiwi brought this up. I don't remember that. Like I was even
Yeah,
looking at
no,
our
it was
chat.
one time. I think we were in Caps Discord at night, and you're like, "Yeah, the season's kind of over," but we got Kiwi in the second.
I
But
was I don't know. I mean, he did stink in season 20, but it was a
Jesus.
very different role. He did.
Well,
He'll tell you. He'll tell you.
okay, all right, fair enough.
He was
but
asked
I,
to do too much, I
Look,
think.
look, Kiwi. So Kiwi in the second round, Tidge in the third round, Goose in the fourth, and Doucette. You got Super, Dabizi, and Waterboy. I don't know who
That's
Waterboy
Riven.
is, but
That's
okay,
Riven,
that's
yeah.
Riven. All right.
You remember how good Duzette was, by the way, in those couple games he
he has
played?
the highest points per game, I think, right?
Yeah,
Oh, he's
he was so
right
good.
behind Otto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so
was
I mean,
really
that's a
good.
pretty solid team overall, and I'm sure hopefully you felt good about it, even if Tony didn't after the draft. But that was a very good season for you. I mean, you had 80 points. You're only 5 behind Otto, who was in first with 85. And I think you guys ended up being first seed over his
Yeah, we
team
had a really good
despite
season.
that.
Yep.
So you guys had a really, really strong season, only dropping 6 games out of the 25 that you played. Uh,
What's I Super won most of our games, I feel
he
like. Like
did,
once he
yeah.
came in, we
Super
won a shitload of games.
Super played 16 games in net and won 14 of them. So that's a
Yeah.
really good click. But one thing I did want to ask you about before we get to that is we kind of talked about this with Kiwi, but as the GM, what happened with the Goose situation?
It was really I drafted him, and I know I think he was playing like lefty in pubs. So I messaged him. I'm like, "Hey man, if things aren't going too well, would you be willing to swap over to righty?" And he sends like this dumbass
Do what I
picture, like the
want.
goose does what he wants. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, smartass. And so I pick him anyways, because I don't know, Goose he's been an LHLer for a while now. Um, yeah, no, the first game, I'm not Stamkos just rips like this beautiful shot in the closing seconds, so we lose that. Morale's low. Goose continues to do pretty badly. And so I don't remember exactly how the move happened, but Super took over. And Super kicked some ass. He really did amazing.
He would
Because he was
save breakaways
sixth
like this.
round
Me and
pick, I think.
yeah, yeah, or later even, maybe seventh. But
No, he was 6th.
oh, he's sexy.
Dabizi was your 7th round pick.
Oh, yeah, Dab's cool. Did he play? I don't think he played. I know Dusette played.
He warmed up our G's a lot. He was our
I
Dabizi
remember
was
him
the
being there.
only
Now I'm thinking
person
about. I
on your
remember him
team
being
who
there.
did
Yeah.
not play. You guys also had a couple games from Cavi in there too. He played 2 games, won both of them.
DeBeasy, yeah, no, Cavi did good when he played.
Yeah.
But DeBeasy showed up every day, and he was really, really a good teammate. I'm glad I picked him up.
Yeah.
Even though you requested a trade from his team like 5 years earlier.
That's years
Different
and years
man.
ago.
Different man,
This
you
is
know?
my
Different man,
Quacky.
different stash.
Slightly more mature.
Yeah.
Peter Sash grown in a little bit thicker.
Yeah, that was great. That was a lot of free assists talking
But
up.
that
But
team
actually,
was.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. You
Oh,
want to
sorry.
go?
I was gonna bring up. But this is your interview. But I brought it up earlier. We were struggling early on. A little bit of it, maybe all around play. And yeah, the Goose wasn't great on lefty to start that season. But I remember you and Kiwi talking to me about and I still feel so strongly about that. Like I love that team and I love playing on that team. But I remember you and Kiwi, or maybe it was just you coming to me at first, being like, "You gotta show us how to forge hack." Like we don't know what we're doing. And I
Yeah.
remember going through like probably the only time I've ever run like a VOD review ever, and we were in practices, and I was showing you guys kind of where the second guy should be specifically. Like you guys kind of took to it. Like I didn't have to do a lot, but I just kind of showed the basics of like where you want the second guy and how we want to position, and it's just like night and day after. Like it was so good. You
Yeah,
and Kiwi
you
were really
This
connecting
was
a
the
lot.
you guys
season I
started 1
really.
and 4, so yeah, it was a bit of a rough start.
Yeah, it was probably right around there.
This is the season I definitely grew the most as a player because been playing with Di a lot. It's like I've always got that like
Hold on a
secondary
second.
forward.
Hold on a second. What's the implication here? Are you trying to
You were
say I was
holding him back.
okay?
No, 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 no,
Okay, no,
no,
that's
no.
fine.
This
That's
is
fine.
quite
That's
the
probably
opposite.
true. No,
I'm
that's
saying
true.
I'm used to being like a secondary forward, basically. And so coming in here is like I am the main goal scorer. So it was just a big learning kind of curve. I mean, it kicked up fast. We won like 11 in a row towards the end. But this is definitely where I grew the most. I started like understanding, just looking at the game in different ways.
Understanding how much space you have. Big thing,
Yes,
probably.
it's just, I don't know. I really dug in and tried to understand the game more this season.
Yeah,
I
well,
am the main character of the season, dude. Hell
yeah,
yes.
yeah, you were.
Hell yes. Not the finals though. But
No,
yeah, Kiwi was great, dude. He was tipping everything.
Tidge was good too. We had a
Tidge
really.
was amazing. He
That's
had
kind of
the
the thing
long
about the
bomb.
goalies is, you kind of wait till the end when you go for you get all your skaters. You get a really strong
Yeah,
skater
you
core, and it's not
wind up
really
having
against the
to kind
goalies. It's
of
just like just the way it is.
yeah,
Well,
you
we
wind up
waited for
accepting that you're probably
Yeah,
not going to have one of the better goalies.
yeah,
we waited and we waited for Goose. And that didn't
yeah.
pan out, so we waited even longer basically
Yeah,
for
waited even
Super.
longer. Got super.
Super was very good. I remember a
He made
lot of
crazy saves.
breakaway
Yeah.
saves.
Oh my God, he would save breakaways like nobody else. It was
I
awesome.
don't know how. There was
Because
the
especially
long.
because me and Tidge would block all the long shots, so he wouldn't get any free saves. I
He did
wouldn't let him have
struggle with the
any.
long shots sometimes though when those got through. But that team was so fun.
Yeah. Are you also content uh with knowing that Otto was doing VOD review to beat us in those finals? Like, does
Oh,
that make you
trust
a
me, I
little
know.
happier about it? Like, does that make you a
No, I'm
little
not
happier at
happy.
least? No, no, it doesn't give you a little bit of satisfaction. Like this motherfucker who gave up the season before had to do VOD review. He had
That
Paco
is
and
pretty
Crab in there
funny.
showing him how to beat us.
Yeah, dude, we should
There's
have
so
done
many
our VOD
clips.
review.
There's so many clips that are just weird of us, like these clips that aren't like highlights, and you see them, and they're all made by Otto on the Twitch. Whoever was streaming that season,
Oh,
it was just
really?
yeah.
Kiwi
There's a few
said
surviving clips.
Kiwi said Otto. He thinks Otto did that because Otto just wanted to beat Kiwi, and that was
I'm
like,
positive that was it.
yeah,
I
that was
figured he
it.
was going to play super hard going into that, and he did. And Marchie was really good too.
We
Like those
couldn't.
two were very, very noticeable.
Their defense, like we just
Yeah.
couldn't get by it. I don't. I really don't know.
I don't know how many times I've run into teams with Marchie on it where you just like you don't even like you don't go into it thinking this stretch pass isn't going to work. Like you can't afford to even try it. And yet every time I've rolled into like a finals against Marchie, he's just like locking it down. Like it's not worth attempting on his side of the ice. And I don't know. Yeah, he's Marchie's the best defenseman to ever play the game, I think. And fuck, he's a huge, huge reason
Dude, what about
for us
Dolphin?
not getting anything going. Duff's good. Duff's up there, but I don't know. He didn't have a peak quite like Marchie. Not as hard, like that hard to play against factor that Marchie has.
True, but Marche never had to single-handedly drag a team kicking and screaming to the playoffs like Dolph did. And I think
Yeah.
you
Well,
have
he
to
also
give.
didn't get swept in the first round by the runners up.
Look, I agree, but I'm just backing up Quacky's take here, and giving a little bit of credit there to Dolph because that is the first and only time we've ever seen a defenseman like
Yeah,
quite
I don't know that Marchie
literally.
could do that. I don't think Marchie could lead a team in
Yeah,
scoring
yeah.
goals or points. That's not what I'm
Not, and
saying.
I'm not trying to say that Marchie's not the best or anything. Just for the point of discussion, I think there are things you can definitely say to Dolph's credit and several other people as well, like Taze and
Yeah,
whatnot. There,
Taser,
yep,
Juice even, but
yep.
well, Juice doesn't really,
Juice didn't
play
play
D in
enough.
leagues.
He didn't play
No,
enough.
not really.
No.
The
Anyway,
He's not in
semi.
the Juice isn't even in the conversation. He doesn't even is he
oof,
even a player? Who is he?
Nah,
oof.
he's a
I
pub
don't
Oh
star.
man, oh. I mean, my
I'm a pub star too,
HQM
though.
I'm
card
looking at
for him is just a captain's
it's a
card.
captain. I had to make a captain's card because I didn't
Yep,
want to make a 40 overall Washington season 17 Juice card, you
yep,
know?
yep.
Juice is good. He just didn't play a ton of seasons. I'm saying back then was good. Obviously, he's fucking good now. We've known
Uh,
that for a while.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
that's true.
okay.
He's all right.
So season 22, you don't sign up. Is
Yeah,
that you had
I'm
like
That's
here.
other
got. You know how
obligations
you.
Right?
or
You know how you were just like
yeah, I
exhausted from
know. I know.
Colorado?
Yep.
That was me
Yep.
from Philly.
Well, all that and probably I don't think you were very happy with the offside switch,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, no. Does that?
That,
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, I
that
think
was
that
the
was a big
offside
part of it. I
season.
think probably a combination of the two. Maybe if you'd won, you'd been willing to, or you would have been willing to push
Probably.
forward.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
yeah, offside was a no-go. All right. Well, with that, then we've hit the end of the LHL for now. Keep
Is that
signing
good
up, people.
pace? Is that good pace?
Better than Kiwis and Sullys and Pacos and whoever's going to be next, I'm
We're
sure. We're an
doing
Oh
hour
yeah,
good.
in now.
spoiler for
This might
anybody
be under 2 hours.
else. If you want to get your interview under 2 hours, just say you don't remember anything, and then it'll work.
Yeah, just skip
Dude,
everything.
everyone's here for the underrated overrated questions. Let's be
Yeah, we're
real.
we're here. We'll give everybody time to go in if you want to at people. This is we're hitting it. Well, actually, before that, if you want to touch on anything, you did play a little bit of Lewis League. You played My Tourney. You played in Canada, USA. All the good stuff. Like any fond memories of any of these or anything that stands out to you?
Yeah,
Of
USA
the
vs
lesser
Canada was
leagues
awesome.
and tourneys.
I don't think I had good success with the Lewis leagues. I had BG one time though, and that's always a blast. He's hilarious.
Well, you had him
Eh,
in Lewis League and you had him in My Tourney too. The on whatever team you were, Philly. I don't know, whatever. He had
yeah, I
Paco.
don't really remember your tone, your journeys.
I just remember clips from you would send me clips of PG playing, and it was amazing.
Dude, he's hilarious.
He's the best.
It was an HQML season. We did like a mini HQML
Yeah, yeah, the
season.
4v4.
That was
Tough fight.
very fun. That's because our team was a little too good though.
Well, you know the
We
HTML
had
style.
It was Guy, Paco, myself, and Super and Net. That is the HTML style, and it was so fun though, because it was too easy. It was
Yeah.
fun beating up the Russians or the
Oh
Europeans,
my
like
God, yeah.
21-1 or something like that.
I hated even having to play those games. They're so stupid.
It was, oh my gosh. But yeah, that was very fun. I really liked that. That's just because of teammates though, really. I
Yeah.
remember the finals was pretty difficult to score against your team.
Yeah,
You
you guys were
had
so good. We were really good, and then those finals were so hard. Like your team was so good.
you had
Well, I
was it
remember
you,
and in
Austin?
the
Who
regular season, you
else?
guys had Zam a lot. He'd always played in the regular season. Then the playoffs, he had the full roster,
Oh
just
yeah.
murdering. It was just a murderer's row of
I don't
guys
even
who were.
play Zam.
Yeah, you benched him. It was
Kind of feel
tragic.
bad,
I think
but
yeah,
I wanted to win.
whoever took his spot, either Guy or Paco, I remember feeling bad about that. Was like, man, he's been here the whole time, and then right on the last day, you're gonna bench him.
Well,
But
it
you
was
know,
just like
best
I didn't.
lineup. You had to go put you had an insane three guys on your team. That's just it's hard to not throw it out there in the finals. You know?
Yeah, kind of unbeatable.
Yeah.
Best HQML team of all time? Maybe.
12-inch clocks. 12-inch clocks.
I don't
Come
know, man.
on.
BG
You
brings that
did you
one
s-
down.
do you see Lalu score without deking? That's my favorite HQM goal ever scored. Is the one
Are
where
you
he
talking about the
walks it
recent
in.
clip?
No, no, no. This is the one from 12-inch clocks where he walks it in. His hands don't move.
Dude, he does
I,
that so
I
much.
won't throw I won't throw the goalie. I won't put his name out there, but I know who it was. And he bites hard as he's coming straight at him. And then you see us all set position and swap. Anyway, that was great. HML always interesting.
You know, Quacky, I went back to dig up some old DMs now between the two of us,
Oh
in
God.
particular revolving around signing up for season 22. And I'll just say there's some interesting DMs here. You were so it looks like we were both pretty firmly against the idea, and then it looks like Tony talked me into it.
That is what
Especially because I
happened.
As
explicitly
always.
say Tony ruined me. It's entirely his fault, and you just said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I mean, that's fair.
Look, there are a number of other things that are said in
I
this
got you
DM that
one more MVP award
I'm
on the
not going to
shelf
be able
dial.
to. That is true. That I should not repeat here. But you did say things like, here, I would consider signing up if as 50%, but only if you also sign up. So you were saying that to me. And you said
Oh
I
my
would
God,
only
dude.
play if I'm on your team.
This
And then you
rat.
Dude, I'm
said,
just sucking his cock.
and then you said if the season was pushed back a month, I probably would have played. And it looks like you signed up at some point with the intention of playing. You had 51% games on your sign
Yeah,
up,
I think we
and
didn't allow
and
that or
Cap
something.
ended up removing it because they could tell that you were just trying to rat your way onto my team.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Dude, how did they
Uh,
catch on?
well, yeah, what a surprise! But yeah, you started. It looks like during that season, you were talking to me a lot, trying to give feedback to our Hartford team to figure out why we sucked.
What was I saying?
Look, you had some comments, and look, Hartford didn't suck, but it was just like you're trying to say like, well, you guys gotta we were dumping a lot. Like after 3 nights in, you send me this message unprompted where you say you guys gotta stop all the dump shit. It ain't gonna work. It's gonna be season 20 Colorado all over again.
True. I mean, that's kind of how it was, right?
And then you started telling me I need to come back more, and that's when I stopped listening to you.
Yeah, that would have been enough. Again, you did lead the league in goals and win MVP that season, which is
Uh,
insane, seeing as Otto was playing. It's not like he took the season off. Quacky might have, but Kill Squad
So
Carl was
one
still
one
rocking
thing
world.
one thing that's pretty interesting here as well that I do want to give you some credit for that season 22, and I know we're backtracking again, but you said on April 22nd, which is the first after the first night of games, you said whoever can trade for Zam is going to win it all. And at some point during the season, Washington traded for Zam and they won.
yeah, I
I
So
mean,
think
you
Guy
nailed it.
predicted that exact
You
trade.
nailed
He
it.
said at some point Jeet's getting traded for Zam. I
Yep.
think he talked about once, like he knew, right? Like after the draft, he looked at the roster and said, well, I don't know if he said Jeet for sure, but he said Zam's going to that Washington team. And it made sense. There were four defensemen on that LA team. No forwards.
yeah, Zam's a good player. And when you pair him with Kiwi, Otto, and then who's the other?
I don't know. Rat AIDS, maybe?
Probably right.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good team.
And Meat in that, too.
Oh my God,
Offside
that's
on.
right. He took meat first round.
Offside on, it's do whatever you want. All right. Well, we've covered a career that you remember fondly. What is your favorite moment of your career? Besides the time in season 17 where I threw it across to you to bat it out of
Um,
the air and said, I'm going to start doing this from now on.
uh,
Is it
uh,
the goal you scored on BG where you jumped him twice? 1-8 reverse
Dude, I had
dunked
an
it on him.
I remember
Yeah, you
some.
you
I feel like I had
bobbled
an
it too.
answer. No, I'm gonna recover.
You're fumbling.
A lot of the RSL seasons were really fun because I wasn't really. I don't know. I just hopped on and just. Okay. Ice Giants. Ice
You don't
Giants.
even remember. You were 10.
Look, it's
Dude,
coming back to him. It's coming back to him. Okay, let him cook.
that maybe it wasn't though.
All
Maybe
right,
it
never
wasn't.
mind. Never mind.
He
We're
has
taking
no
it off
idea
the
what he's
stove.
talking
We're
about.
taking
This
it
guy
off
doesn't
the
have,
stove.
Guys,
he,
stop
he
with
doesn't
the
even have
difficult
a memory.
questions.
You don't even have a memory from your career, let alone enough to pick your
Can we get some
favorite of.
easier questions in here, guys?
Favorite
Oh
moment
my
of your career.
gosh.
I'll ask him the next one. He's not going to know this
Okay.
either.
Well, while
Canada
we
USA was pretty fucking fun.
okay,
Yeah,
there you
that
go.
was really good.
While I ask the next one, I want to see maybe Paco or Kiwi or Super or even Tony could answer what they think your favorite moment of your career was, because I'm curious. Maybe they'll remember your career better than you do.
I would have
But
guessed winning on Dallas, but he doesn't
con-
remember being on that team.
I know, right?
I was not a
Uh,
starter, so I can't count that.
you played in the playoffs and had 2.5 points a game for
four
multiple
I have high
games.
expectation. That doesn't count.
Oh my god.
They don't
Okay.
win without you.
All right.
Thank you.
What is the biggest regret you have about your career?
Well, a lot of it just comes with maturity. I wish I kept playing. I don't know though. Then again, like I had a lot of fun in Sabrosa with that community. Like that was pretty much a blast. But
You wish
I
you got a
really do
mic
wish
earlier?
I kind of stuck with it. No,
I
no.
kind of wish
I
you
think
never
I
got
chose.
a mic.
I used to think you were a lot older and a lot smarter before. Not that you're dumb, but I used to
Dude, I
think
must have done well then when I was typing.
he was. Yeah,
Dude, that is
Well-
so. We didn't bring this up. You thought you could get away with this. You groomed me, Dial.
Okay, hold on a second. Back
be an
up.
HQM player.
You're buttering me up.
What are you trying to say?
Season 17, man. I'm going off on the mud bus, and you're like, Quacky, you're doing really good. And you love me for
We did
4
love
seasons.
Quacky. Yeah, we did love Quacky.
See how he says we? It was not just me, okay?
Tony and Dial groomed me.
No, I was like your age probably. I'm young too. I'm a young man. My
I'm not.
bones don't
I'm
ache.
not 30.
You're old. It's done for you. But me,
Are you 30?
Yes, I am 30.
Boomer.
League.
Explains a lot about my LHL, my HQM play, doesn't it?
Recent
Yeah.
performances.
Yeah. Oh god, where were we though?
Biggest
What were we
regret.
talking about? Yeah, just really sticking with it. It was like A lot of it's maturity though. I'd play like a season. Think I do okay, and then I just, like I quit. I just stopped playing for another bit. I wish I stayed committed to the game, to
Yeah.
actually have like a lot of LHL seasons under my belt, because I think that would have been great.
Yeah, for most people who've been playing, since you could say playing since season 4, they tend to have a lot more seasons than you do.
Yeah, for
Any
sure.
active player at least who's been playing that long.
And
Um,
maybe a little less toxic.
yeah, I was gonna say, do
Nah,
you regret any of the
nah.
behavior back
Just
then?
kidding.
No, it was good. It's a learning experience. It's good.
Yeah, fuck you,
Uh,
Fizz.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What the hell did Fizz
Dude, Fizz
do?
did nothing wrong.
No.
I don't know. There's times that you just pick a player and you're like, I'm gonna hate that
Here
guy.
I
Just
was
pick a
thinking.
player and
Here I was thinking we'd offend maybe 3 people with this session, and it seems like that number might be like
Dude, what do you
13
think you're gonna
instead.
get when you're interviewing me? Like,
we really got Quacky should be in the one we do where we go through every single player.
And
One
just
of these days
roast
we're just gonna
everyone.
we're gonna get really drunk and do one of
this
these
fucking
where we
moron
just
doesn't
The
pass to
Tony
me.
and
yeah
Dial roast of the community,
yeah like
which
nobody would
includes
even
ourselves, by the way. We are going to
oh
roast each
yeah
other when that happens. So,
yeah well Dial would have nothing to say. I'd dominate
oh,
him
of
every
course,
time.
I have nothing to say about Tony, but Tony will
All
roast
right, all
me.
right.
No, okay, sorry. We're still on the Quacky interview. We're looking ahead here. No, well, sort of in the same vein, you talk about wanting to play more. Is there anything else you wish you'd accomplished?
Accomplished. I wish I won an LHL Cup as a forward.
You did.
You did.
Like above 50%.
About 50% forward.
At
Uh,
51% forward,
actually,
maybe in season 22.
one that irks me even more than that is winning an RSL one.
Oh, you
I
didn't win RSL?
No,
I
he
never
didn't.
won RSL, and I really
The
Damn.
feel like
only
I
cup he ever had was the LHL one as the backup on Dallas.
Well, I won Canada USA though. That was big.
I feel like I was like one of the best RSL players, and I never won. Especially that season 16, like that one. I still
Yeah,
can't believe
I
it.
can see
Playoff
that one
MVP in the
being.
loss. Yeah, that is rough.
Yeah,
That
you were really
one,
good in
yeah.
season 10 from what I remember too, except when you tried to dangle at your own blue line. Kiwi was on you like
Yeah,
that.
I know. I remember that clip. That was pretty bad.
You gonna give Kiwi credit there, or was that you messing up?
That was all me. I
Oh,
mean,
I
Yeah,
see.
it was an
Okay.
MB in the chat.
yeah. I
All
felt
right.
bad for Kiwi, honestly. He doesn't get enough,
Oof, oof.
spotlight, so I helped him out.
All right, so disappointed by the lack of cups. Definitely wish you had more. It's understandable. All right,
Here it is.
we are now at your favorite question, and the main reason the main reason why you agreed to do this interview was to answer this question right here. Who was the most overrated player of all time?
So I've got two answers. And I love both these players. They're awesome people.
Tony and Dial.
They're
If I hear my fucking name, I'm gonna lose it.
Tony's not gonna show up anymore to the
Yeah,
Lewis
I'm
League.
done. I'm done. You better hope
Um,
Kill shows.
all right,
No, no,
I'm
no.
gonna start off a little bit lesser, maybe controversial.
Okay,
I'm
not
gonna
as
go with
hot take.
I'm gonna go with Kiwi. Um,
Saw this
uh,
one coming.
yeah, I'm sorry, Kiwi. You're good. You're funny. You're hilarious. You're cute. But you suck a lot. I feel like compared to what, because I'm kind of going off the community ratings that were put out. What was it? Like a
You
few
do
months ago,
remember
six
when
months
he
ago.
Did you see
absolutely
Kiwi? Let's fucking go, Mom. I made it. Oh wait, overrated.
Yeah.
you do
There's a
remember when he absolutely roasted us in the playoffs, right? Like in the finals.
That was auto. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right, sorry. Continue. Continue.
After the pickle shot one. I'm kind of going off the community ratings that were put out like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and I think
Yeah.
Kiwi was at like an 85 and something like that. And that's you got carried. Shut up. But yeah, no, I definitely don't think he belongs there. But like when you put him in the right environment,
He's
obviously
dangerous,
auto,
dude.
he is very dangerous.
Like, yeah.
But when you start to rely on him,
But is that over? I think everybody people know the role Kiwi is. Like,
he
look where
was
he goes
rated
in drafts.
85.
I don't know. Who's he around?
I don't know. Do
I'm
you have the
opening it up.
link?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
get
do.
the link.
It was mine. God, is this it? This must be it.
Everyone knows he's one-dimensional. While you look for that, oh,
Yeah,
do you
I
have it?
got it open. It's just the link is really here.
Hey,
I'll
we
just
can't
open
say
it.
that word.
I'll just find it. He's an 84. He's tied with Kill and below Crab and Marchie. And then like there's sort of a three drop, then me and Austin, and you get some goalies, and then Paco, Guy, Meat, Juice, Quacky, Otto. Like he's above again, he's tied with Kill, and then skaters he's above. He's one above Doug and Owl and Zam. He's two above Cap, three above Jeet and Rezi, four above Leafs. I don't know. He seems properly rated to me on there.
All right, fine. We'll go to the next one. Maybe
Okay, go ahead.
maybe
Go
he's
ahead.
not that
Well,
overrated, but
that's
No,
fair. Like it's fair. I
no,
see what
you're
you mean.
allowed to
I see
have your
what you mean.
opinion.
Yeah. No,
You're
no,
allowed
and
to have your
it's
opinion.
fair when you talk about like, yeah, he's maybe he overperformed, he performs more than what maybe his talent level would normally indicate, but I don't know. I think people know
yeah.
that he's very capable. He's a very dangerous player when he's got a dangling playmaker with him when
I
he's
think you
free
have a
to
similar
be
logic
the off the puck skater.
to mine when I said Cap was one of the most overrated because I think Cap in the same way can be very good when he's utilized correctly, but I think there are a lot of circumstances where Cap was drafted to do more than what he was capable of, and I think you're trying to get at the same thing with Kiwi, and that he was put in a position to not be successful, and by being put in that position makes him overrated.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So
So
on
I
this next
understand where you're
one,
coming from.
Yeah, that's fair.
I also very dearly love this guy. I would love to share a room with him again.
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 But I think he's a little overrated. Is Guy Lafleur?
Okay, this is a very hot take. Okay, go ahead.
I I think Guy is obviously elite. Like I think there's a certain line that players once they get to that elite level, like they're just part of the best of the game. I think Guy is there, but he can't compete with like the top players. I feel like I
So
think he's a
you're
little
saying
overrated.
he's in the elite tier. If there's an S tier of HQM player, he's
He's
there,
there,
but he's the last one in the list. Is that what you're trying to say?
probably around there. Yes.
I
Um,
think
but
Okay,
Guy is
okay.
like so good. Like we all know that
yeah, he's a great player.
he's really good. But
I
I
think
think
he's a
he's
little inconsistent, is maybe what comes into it, where the other guys I think can bring it a little more frequently than he can. Like sometimes he has bad games that most players like you tend to not, or Otto tends to not.
yeah, he's very inconsistent. And I look back at I think it was the Chicago season. He had Drag, Not Led, I think Doug. And it's like when he has to be the the first forward,
I
he
think he started that way and then he moved back to D.
yeah, that team was kind of just a lost cause
Yeah,
towards the end.
he's had a lot of tough. I think you look at a lot of his seasons. He struggles a lot when he's asked to do too much.
Yeah, we want to talk
Yeah.
about putting people in positions to not be successful. I think Guy was
But
put in
maybe
that
that is. Maybe if
position.
you're gonna compare Guy with the best of the best, it is fair to say. But maybe you don't want him to be your number one forward. But maybe I don't know. Maybe
You
right
know,
now you can.
it's like it's really and when
I
I
can
mean
see where
overrated,
he's coming from. I can
Yeah.
see where Quacky is coming from because, like you said, I think the inconsistency does play a part. But I can also see why people would rate him highly. Like,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah, he's
share the
great.
same
because he can
opinion.
do any like something
I
like
share
a
the same opinion of what Paco just said there. I think that's actually the best way to characterize it. Is Guy is like there is not a better second forward that's ever played the game than Guy,
Yeah.
but Guy struggles when he is like has to be the one to do it. And
Yeah.
that is not like a knock on him at all because it's really fucking hard to do. So like I don't know. I hope he doesn't look at that like it's a bad thing anyway. I guess is where I'm going with that.
and I
Yeah.
mean it's almost minuscule. Like if we're talking overalls, let's say for example. Like let's say people think Guy is like a 93, 94. I think he's more like an 89, 90.
Yeah. So I have it open here on the player ratings we did, and I want to bring this up. That I think would be a point of that is he's a 92, which is the same as Paco, the same as Meat Sale. It's then it gets a couple below Juice and you and Otto, but like so he's four high. Then there's me below it in terms of skaters. He's those guys are 92s. I'm an 88. I think not a knock on him, and not really trying to hype myself up. I think Guy's closer to me than he is Meat. Like I think that's fair. It's like he's not quite in that tier of meat sale. He's above. He's better than me. Like I think Guy's significantly better than me. But I'm saying when you compare, like if you're looking at him compared to me and meat, I think he's probably closer to my level than he is meat sales. But again, I don't know. He's better. Like he's better. It'd
I don't
be
know
like
about
the I
that.
don't know. Well, I'm talking like 90. You know, like I'm talking like he's not. I wouldn't compare him with meat.
Like I said, I think there's that line. I think that line,
I think he
and
rides it. I think he rides the elite player line where
but he's
he's
above
the
that line. Like
yeah he's
he's.
above.
But yeah, that's my pick. He's still obviously very good, but he's a second forward, and sometimes people think he's I think the first forward, primary forward.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. Yeah, I guess yeah he would probably generally go fairly high in a draft. Probably be asked to do that if we were doing an LHL season.
Davies,
So that's fair.
what the hell?
What do you
What the
do?
freak?
I
I was
think
about to
I
say
think there's a
something really
legitimate
cool
argument for
next.
that. I think there's a legit argument for what he just said, which is that Guy is the most talented player outside of leagues. I think there's a lot of people that could contend for that, and we will get to
I
that.
think Quacky and
Yeah,
Juice
we no,
are the most
we'll get
talented
to that.
players
We'll talk
outside of
about that
leagues.
in a minute here. But Quacky, what were you gonna
Well,
say?
moving on to the underrated. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that, DBZ. But I think one of the underrated players is DBZ. Um, I think he's
Just because you said that.
no, but I think he's pretty underrated. People think DBZ is just this completely useless player, and he's
Damn.
definitely
Okay.
anything but that. There's a lot of people that do. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but
Well, don't say who's been saying it, I
but
guess.
I can tell you right now that
Oh,
DBZ is a
okay.
um, very good D man to just like plug into a team.
You're,
Stable
you're
guy.
you're like you just like punch him in the face, and you're like, oh yeah, but I love you.
Well, he didn't say.
Like
He says he's good.
I well.
He says
Okay, sure.
everybody says you
Okay,
suck.
sure. Sorry.
Everybody
Yeah,
hates you,
go.
but me.
Go
It
ahead.
was
I
like
mean,
I
yeah.
guess it was a way to phrase it.
So obviously DBZ is no elite LHL starter,
Jesus
but
Christ.
you can plug him into a team and you know what you're getting from him, and he can really like help your team out. People think what's the overall? What does he have there?
73. Yeah, he's in the bottom six, which I don't think is fair looking at the names around him.
Exactly. There's no way he's a bottom six player. I remember it was some shitters league or something. It was him, BG, which was a fucking blast actually, and it was me and Paco, but Paco was like under 50%, so he rarely played. And then Nova.
Oh, yeah, that was my shitter league.
DBZ and BG really held their own. That could be because of offsides, and I am judging a lot of this off of that season or that little league. But he did really well, and I definitely think he's underrated.
Yeah, that's a fair
And
pick.
another underrated player.
You're right.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I want to hear your thoughts.
No, I was gonna say I definitely respect the pick, though I don't think you had to do him the way you
I
did
don't think
him
you
on the
need to
lead up
just
How did I
there.
do
That
him?
was
off the way you did, but I
Yeah,
agree
how-
that he's underrated.
Wait, how did I do?
he's
it?
kind of the worst player of all time, but like, and everybody
No,
says
he
it, but
sucks.
like,
Everybody says he sucks, but he's not that bad. Is kind of how you say it. He's not bottom
it's
six.
just so unreasonable. Like,
He could have just said, "I think DeBeezy's underrated."
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit. Not like everybody says
Dude.
this guy's fucking terrible.
I keep trying to talk about him, and every time somebody says he's the worst. What the?
Dude, it's funny. I've had my yelling
Dabs, do you mind
battles.
making Dabs? Do you mind making a big comment on the video?
Oh yeah, please do. Actually,
Thank you,
I
Dimitri.
need to make at least one apology video after this one.
God,
Just start listing off the whole
you've been
community.
trying to shit on people. That was your underrated pick. That was so much meaner than like everything else.
Exactly. Yeah, that was worse than the
Look,
overrated.
man, I've
That's-
had typing battles with DeBeezy before. We've shot the shoot. Or wait, shot the shit. Is
No,
that
that's
it?
when you're just having a conversation
Yeah,
with somebody.
that's
That's when
Yeah,
you're
but it was
being
like,
friendly.
fuck you, kill yourself.
Shooting the shit.
That's HQM shooting the shit.
That's shit talk.
oh god.
And then another
It's a good
underrated player.
pick.
I didn't really think this far.
You don't need to have more than one. We
Yeah,
can we can
that could be the
stop
one.
there.
Really,
Yeah.
you don't need to insult anybody else with your
Maybe,
next.
hey, okay, maybe Pac. No, people know Pac is good.
No, he sucks, actually. He's not under.
Even though a lot of people think Paco is the worst player.
All right. So I have a follow-up question to both of these, which I think might trigger some more comments that may be
Rivals?
detrimental to some of your friendships with people. Uh, do you think that you are the best HQM player of all time?
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I think I think skill wise I'm the best right now, but like in a league setting, I still don't think I'm the best.
Okay. Who do
Like in
you
pub
think
stars,
is the
I think
best?
I'm the best, but like at auto, and then I think I'd come there, come second. But I haven't proved myself in leagues, whereas auto has fucking dominated the LHL, and that is something I have not done. But like if it was in pub stars, dude,
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it's me.
it, I've talked about it a lot. I've probably talked about it on the Faceoff even. It's something I talk about a lot in sports discussions, arguments, whatever you want to call it. But uh, there's a way of for me defining best and greatest, and like so you wouldn't say you're better than Otto. Like I think you'd say Otto's the greater player. Maybe he's the greatest of all time. Probably would be your pick. But there's a difference there for you, like a definition or a line between what you consider better and what you consider maybe great in achieving. Like you wouldn't say, you wouldn't consider the
I think
skill
it
to be the
kind
best.
of merges together.
Okay.
Like look at someone like Meat Sale. He's got all the talent in the world, right? Like his deeks are otherworldly, and but he can't really apply it a lot to like game situations. And you can say like, yeah, Meat's got way better deeks than Otto probably, but it just the skill doesn't really matter there. Otto can unbelievably just like apply his moves to certain game situations, map positions, blah blah blah, and he just takes over the games. That's something I'm still working on. I can't do that. Pub stars though, I give me that shit.
Yeah. If you were dominating leagues then, would you change the case and be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
look at
if
my clips,
I'm
look at my clips, look at my leagues, look at my
yeah, if I'm
stats.
dominating leagues, but that's not the case. So
Okay. All right. That's fair. Just
Okay.
curious if the guy who puts up the best clips, the most entertaining clips at least.
I do believe I do like the craziest shit though.
Yes. You got that right.
Okay. So you would say then Otto is the greatest player of all time.
Yeah. Did other people get asked this question? Was this a specific
No,
question
No,
for
this was
no,
me?
for you
this
because
is for
nobody
you.
else we talked to would maybe consider the best player in the game's
Yeah.
history.
Oh, I feel honored.
Yeah, Kiwi sucks too
So
bad, as you pointed out.
I will openly admit I think you're probably the most talented, like individually talented player
Either you
I
or
have
me.
ever seen. Yeah, you or me
Yeah.
for sure. And I think the level of like creativity and hand eye and like vision that you guys have is unparalleled. And I would put you slightly above Meat, but only because I think sometimes Meat Cell tunnel vision's a little bit too much
Yeah, absolutely.
with
Dude,
what
Meat
he's
could be
doing.
literally the best player.
He
No
played a little
doubt.
more like Otto, he'd be better
He
Otto.
Oh
could
yeah,
be
absolutely.
Otto
so.
might he'd maybe take offense to that, but
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting him at overrated, but that was dumb. That'd be dumb as fuck.
I
But
would
he
I would
could.
have in February, and now I wouldn't. Now I think he's like amazing. He's the best player ever, or
He's
like
fucking
one of the
insane.
best players ever.
The
He's so
thing is, like, a
talented.
lot of his deeks required, I feel like him looking at his actual stick and puck.
Yeah, not looking at the map.
Whereas, yeah, a lot. I don't know, but yeah, you're supposed to not supposed to, but when you're looking
Yeah,
at the
you're
map
right.
while deking, then you can just do shit like Otto does, and I don't know, dude, he could be so fucking good. I mean, he is good, but he could be next level if he opened up his game awareness. But I think a lot of it is built in now, a lot of his tendencies, and that's kind of what makes him the player that he is. Like he dekes through three people where most people would have passed it there, and it's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
how did this kid just do that?
Yeah, he's still
So when
going. It's like it's a frustrating thing I think with a lot of people in HUM where especially like years ago especially, but it's like you know with a lot of people where if they deke somebody, you get the feeling that they feel like there's runway and they're going to take another run at the next couple guys coming at them. But with Meat, it's like he might do it. He might pull this off. He
Yeah.
got one, and now he might get three more. So
When you
If
talk
he's slightly
about,
alt,
oh God,
you say, "Oh God."
are you
no,
okay?
I said go ahead. I was saying when
Oh,
you talk about, and then I said, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, if he slightly altered his tendencies and just habits, I think he could really just blow everyone out of the water.
Oh, for
But
sure.
he doesn't.
but he doesn't. All right, Quacky. Everybody else was too cool to answer this one, but you were a little boy playing this game. Did you ever have a role model you looked up to as a player? Somebody who made you try to model your game
Fuck,
off of?
dude.
It was Dial. It
Can
was a
I like
Dial.
call you 101 to answer this, Tony?
What?
Uh okay. When I first got in, Gouch was the first person I met. He was awesome, so friendly. And then it was like probably Matt first, because
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Matt was just the best.
Yep.
And Matt, it was just I don't know. Yeah, definitely Matt. And then around season 16, 17, blah blah blah. It's this guy named Dyaloreax.
Don't know him.
Dyaloreax.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
now it's
gonna come down to
BG.
Dial or KS Auto, and now it's BG. He's got the sense to not sign up and still hang around.
Did no one literally say they looked up to anyone?
Yeah, not really.
Not really. At least not of the
Man,
recent interviews. The interviews we did a long time ago, there were actual answers to that. But for the people we've talked to recently, they don't usually have
They're too
somebody
cool to
that
have
somebody
heroes.
that they looked up to or like modeled their game after or anything like that.
boring.
Well, I appreciate that you had an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I'm flattered that it was me. Uh, you don't have to say me again for this one. In fact, I hope you have a different answer. But if it's me again, that's fine. Who
Who
is your
groomed you?
favorite play? Stop. All right,
Sorry,
we
what
gotta.
was
All right, we have to end the interview.
it?
Chris
It was
Hansen
like
just showed up outside my door. That's weird. Who is your favorite player to play with? Or if you don't have a favorite to play with, who's your favorite player to watch?
I'm gonna answer both that. Favorite to play with is either Paco or Juice. Um, Juice will like give you the puck back after a pass. Same with Paco, and they have very good passing vision, so it just allows for just some really fun plays. It's really fun playing with them. Definitely those two. They're very fucking good. I don't think we talk about how quickly Paco got like really good enough.
Paco's
He
story gets
Juice
kind of
too.
slept on a little, and I think Juice as well for sure, because both of them had such short LHL careers that they didn't really get the chance to be in the spotlight as much as other people did. Like Meadsail made the switch to forward late, but he still played like 5 or 6 seasons on offense and did really well. Whereas I don't know if Juice even signed up for 5 or 6 seasons. And I think Paco maybe even less. So,
Yeah.
and obviously they both performed, well and showed it in league, in particular, Paco winning a cup. So you can't take that away from them. But I think definitely not being in the spotlight until most of the community had gone, I think is a detriment to them and their careers and how they will be, ultimately remembered by a lot of the people who aren't still active these days.
I got a question for Leafs. How many times out of 10 are you high in pub stars? I'm just genuinely a little curious.
Same question for BG. No way he's awake.
7 out of 10. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Okay,
100%.
Oh,
that's
by the way,
fair.
did you answer
He's pretty
Kiwi's
damn good
question
then.
Yeah,
about
he
how
said
much
puck,
you hate
puck.
Otto and pub stars?
Otto drives me fucking mad in pubs. He's such an idiot,
Well,
dude.
because he's AFK for half the game.
That and he just oh, it's so frustrating playing with him. And I hate Otto and pub stars, dude. It's awful.
Is there a
Um,
player worse from leagues to pubs, like a bigger drop off?
then Otto?
Yeah.
Probably not.
All right.
I can't
All right. Well,
can't
we,
think.
we got we
That
got
question wasn't
sidetracked a
written down,
little
but
by the some of the questions
I
in
need
the
hate you,
I got a
chapter.
Carl.
question out of it. I got a
Favorite
question out of it.
favorite to play and watch or watch or both is
Oh,
Juice
so
and
favorite to
Paco.
watch now.
Oh, okay. So it's different.
Well, you didn't have to answer that. It was
Oh,
Sully.
you
fun.
don't have to. It's okay.
Sully.
Yeah. Sully is
Wow, that's the first time we've heard a goalie.
Sully's really fun. He's always moving like he's jittery, dude. It's like he's
You ever see Nina?
autistic.
You ever watch Nina? Nina's jittery too.
Nina does. Oh, he does. He's constantly moving.
He's
Yeah, but
always moving.
when
It's
the shot comes
weird.
though, the stick doesn't move. Back of the net. Yeah, no, definitely Sully, dude. The shit he pulls off is it's insane. And going against him is like, how the fuck did he save that? I mean, I
Yeah.
remember in our Philly season against Boston, literally off the face-off. Oh, dude, we didn't even talk about my face-off.
Oh
My,
yeah. What was it like ruining the game?
dude, I was just, yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Hey, do you use a
so
macro on the face-off?
no, I don't.
I don't believe you.
I really don't.
Make a video. Make a tutorial video on it right now.
Well, I don't want people to get good. I told Paco how to do it, and he's already like beating me
I'm
50-50.
okay. Sometimes I beat you. Sometimes I can beat you now, but I don't know
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
one out of every 10.
Dude, it's like 1 in 4 now, dude. You're slipping. You're
Yeah,
slipping on the face-off
right. Yeah,
lately. You're getting worse. I'm not getting
next
better.
time you line up ahead of me, dude, I'm walking in. You
You're
fucked
fine.
up.
You can't hang. You can't
Shut
hang.
up,
You can't win
Kiwi.
more than 75% against me on the draw.
It's weird though. Like even I tell him everything to do, and I still win. I don't understand what I'm doing.
For which one? Paco?
The face off. Like I tell people what to
Oh,
do, and I still win. I don't really understand how. Whatever. I should have a award named after me.
the face-off award.
But yeah, in the Philly season, off the face-off, shot right onto Sully, and it's just like, how the fuck did he save that? And that was like the tone setter for the series. Is like, holy shit, this team's good. But yeah, definitely Sully. The shit he pulls off is crazy. Another one
Nice.
would probably be, I guess, Meat Sale, obvious, because his deeks are really fucking cool.
They are fly, as the kids were saying before I was born. Um, sorry, I read ahead. Was there ever a player you wish you'd played with? Didn't get to play with?
I never got to play like a full season with Paco. Um,
Yeah, just a month-long
it
one
was
where you
yeah,
missed
that
half
wasn't
the
really.
games. So like you played 6 games with them maybe, or 8 or whatever. I don't know. It's not a lot. Well, what about the Mudbugs?
Oh, that doesn't count.
What about the JSL team? You're on 3 teams with them.
That doesn't count,
I've had
dude.
enough of this.
That doesn't
Every
count.
time I ask this question, somebody says somebody they were on like 3
Okay.
teams with.
Okay, fine. Oh wait, I was on a team with Kill Paso though.
You're on one with them right now. You're gonna get the chance.
Dude, this.
You even played with Matt on Hartford for
I don't
one
think
game.
I actually. It was one
Yeah,
game.
you probably didn't play with him. I don't know.
Probably Mr. TB. I was good friends with Mr. TB, but I think he was like way above my skill level, so I never really got to play with him. But Mr. TB
Yeah.
was very, very a cool guy. He got
Yeah.
his new mouse and he started fucking dicing up.
And talk about underrated players of all time. TB is hella underrated.
Yeah, he just didn't play long enough. But even when he came back, he was
Because
good.
of his skin color.
Okay, I don't
Honestly,
think it
I
has
think that's
anything to
part of
do
what-
with that.
No, that's why he quit. Apparently, big reason was the old community back then.
Dude.
He was not crazy about the racist jokes that they would be throwing at him. Apparently, this was before my time, but that's
I
what
don't
I've
remember
heard.
anybody throwing racist jokes at him. Like,
Well, maybe it wasn't at him.
I
Maybe
know
it was
there
just
were people
around in
that,
general.
there were definitely
Yeah, maybe
people
he
that
just
used,
had enough in
yeah,
general.
there were definitely people
dude.
that used gamer words
probably
for
Quacky.
sure. But
No, dude.
No.
If anything, it was probably Masco 12.
Yeah,
That is my.
Hesse probably did it.
I hated him the most out of everyone. He is my ultimate
most
rival,
hated
above
player of
Hawk.
all time.
Yes,
What do you
most
mean?
hated player.
What rival? What rival? Like who's like you and
I don't-
Hesse? What the hell? You
oh
won that.
my
You won the
God.
rivalry, Quacky. It's over.
I guess he's what gave me like the thick skin I've got now. I guess because he was the altar before altar.
He's
Oh
probably
my
worse than
God, I
Alter.
was like probably 14 years old, mad, red faced at night because this dude was trolling like crazy. And yeah, I fucking hated that guy. Didn't you play with him?
He was
Oh wait, no,
Dial's boy. Yeah, Dial got him twice in a row. Hesse Reclamation Project when he
Yeah.
rebranded.
Is one of my groomed forwards, I guess. Not led, and then tall, and then I guess
You got a
Hesse, and
collection.
then tall. Yeah. You made it
And
onto
then-
that list eventually.
And then Cap and Quacky. And that was kind of it.
Out of everyone who you groomed, who's your favorite?
Yeah, of all your grooming victims.
That's tough. That's tough.
Oh my
Hey!
Look, you know. All right, fine. You're my favorite. Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
You did abandon me season 22 though.
He signed up
Yeah,
51%. They just
I
didn't
signed
want him.
Okay,
up,
that's
dude.
true. Okay, you
Cap
didn't
just didn't let
abandon me.
him.
Tony and Cap ruined it for me.
I don't even remember that. That's so funny.
Kiwi
What a
wants another
bastard.
community meeting. I'm down. I'm down. Let's have a community meeting.
Yeah.
We could talk about going to 5v5. All right.
You
Anyway,
guys want to go back to 4v4?
so here's another opportunity for you to
Oh
get some
God.
people upset. Quacky, you ready for this one?
Yes, let's go.
Was there ever anybody who like let you down or like disappointed you in some way?
Or a team,
Or a
maybe,
team.
if
It
you
could
don't
be
want
a
to call
team that let
somebody
you
out
down, like,
specifically.
you know,
But I bet you'd
either.
like to call somebody out specifically. I'm just sure it's in your head.
Well,
Right off the bat, Gouch comes to
Yeah, I guess
my
you brought that one up
mind.
earlier. He let you
Um,
down pretty hard.
that was a pretty big letdown. Um, what's another? Oh, there was one Lewis League season solely really let me down. And it
Damn.
was we had Kiwi, BG, Owl, and
Pitch,
Solely.
right?
I don't know. Maybe. I think we traded for him, yeah. And Solely was just not looking hot that little league, and he let me down there. Very unfortunate.
Damn,
LHL
Sully.
though, yeah. LHL though, probably. Yeah, Lalu. I'm in a private server. I'm like, hey, Lolly, check this out. I show him this face-off strat, and I'm like, don't tell anyone. Fucking, I think he
And he
told
told
you,
everyone.
Tony.
Yeah, he told me right away.
Like, fucking rat, dude. LHL though, uh, I don't know. Maybe Dalfin,
Which time?
the Anaheim season and the
Man.
the Philly season.
Oh, it happened twice. Okay. Well, you
Yeah,
got a lot to pick from when you get swept with a guy in the finals twice.
yeah. I'd probably go Dalfin in the LHL, Gouch RSL, and then solely in the shitty leagues. There
Either.
we go. That's three people I
Hey,
try to get upset. That's good, right?
because
Good
I think
numbers.
I've gone too long without really upset. How about do you remember if you want to think about how my little league ended for you? What happened there?
What
I think I
happened?
can think of one more name you might not want to throw out there. Do you
What
remember
happened?
Mead Sale scoring 6 goals in a row?
Oh my God, dude.
That
Bless his
was pretty
heart, dude.
brutal. Yeah, that
That
was brutal. Poor
that
bastard.
is probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen in net.
Well, the crazy th I'm not going to say exactly. I wouldn't throw you. I wouldn't throw you under the bus here. But I remember that night he was on pubs after, and you said, "I can't believe he's on the game right now. How could you show your face?"
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
something along those lines. It wasn't that. I remember what you said. It wasn't exactly that, but it was along those lines. It's like I would be so embarrassed.
Yeah, dude, it was. I don't know how dude, he had the confidence, the iron will to get back on there and be
Hell
like,
yeah,
yeah,
dude. The
let me just warm
grind.
back up for
Yeah,
next list.
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding
Oh,
me.
that was tough. Poor bastard. I appreciate everybody who signs up and plays, gives it their all. God,
Including you, Eric.
everybody but Eric. He won't sign up, so he's a bastard.
He's
Uh,
a bastard before. All right, what are we on
uh,
next?
what's your favorite team you've ever been a part of?
Um, Probably Philly, THQVU, Super.
Oh hell yeah,
Those are all
hell
really
yeah! I
great
made the guys
lads.
suck at Dial.
That
The
that
I
that
figured that
team
was
was
going to be his answer. That's fine.
that team was a
shout out
blast.
Mudbugs though.
My bugs was pretty fucking fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, that team had the best chemistry.
I wish
And
I remember what team Kiwi used to say back in the day. He used to say something about a team. This team makes illegal memes through illegal means, and I don't remember what team it was about. But I always, I always thought about that, about these fucking teams. Just people. You get on teams that you really like, and it's just like you have stupid shit like that with them.
oh yeah, Dabz on the team, dude. That was a
You
great
set
team.
rocking.
Oh, dude, that was. Oh my god, yeah. That was
Yeah,
never a better feeling than that team until the finals, but whatever.
Yeah.
It happens.
It was a good season in first round. All right.
All right,
Easy
what
enough
would be your
pick.
5v5 dream team?
Are we going off skill or just like what
Quackyface,
I?
Kiwi, Tony
at,
Flo,
at any
Tidge.
at anybody or like so everybody has different ways they like to approach this question. Some people like to do it with themselves on the team, with them not on the team. Some people like to use
Did you
like
cut
players
out? Or am I
from
losing connection?
No,
No?
he's fine. You're
Okay.
losing connection.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Quacky?
Uh-oh.
Oh, sh-
Oh.
Quacky. Quacky, you're still talking. My 5v5 dream team. Kiwi.
This just brings back the memory of the time we were playing
Beezy.
Phasmo
There?
together, and we're
Hello?
in VR, and Quacky is in VR, and he stands up after crouching because a ghost is hunting us, and gets his head hit by the fan on the ceiling.
No, you're incorrect. He was
Oh, you
He
there?
was D'ing me up. Yeah, are you there? Anyway, he
What
was
the fuck
D'ing
is
me
he
up at the
doing?
basketball game, and I saw him move his hands up in the air
Oh,
to
that's what
try
it
to
was, okay.
block me,
Yeah.
and you could hear his hands slam into the fan
wait,
and
my
him
bad.
go, "Ow!" and drop into a fetal position, holding onto his hands because he's
Am I
in
back?
VR. Yeah,
Can you
are
hear me?
you? Are you
Yeah.
back?
Yeah, my internet went out for a second.
I hear
Dude, what
beeping.
are you like? Are you fucking robot?
We've
What's
heard you
going
this
on?
whole
I'm on the wait, what?
You've been
Yeah.
talking this whole time. I don't know what to tell you. You haven't
Alright,
stopped making noise.
All right. Yeah, no, Kiwi, that was the tile. All right. What was the dream team? Okay. Yeah,
It can be so to make it easy. Any player from any point in time, like throughout any of HQM, and you can put yourself on it or not. It's up to you.
I would love to have some members from the past, but the skill level has really just rised. The average player is way better than it used to be, so it's gonna be all recent players. We're gonna be putting Paco at right defense.
We're getting positions too. Okay.
We're gonna have J Lalu lefty. We're not going for winning, right? Because I don't think Lalu's gonna help.
You're picking
No,
your
this
dream team.
this is your dream team, like the team you
Oh,
would want
Jesus.
over
He had to
anybody
take-
else.
well,
Like
he had to put one
if
more player
everybody-
down on his way.
if everybody's available to you and you could get them at their peak or not at their peak, whatever, everybody's available to you. You get to handpick your team. Who are you putting on it? And it could be for fun, like whatever you want to do.
All right, well, let's go skill level here then. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Lalu. Yeah, you don't quite cut it. You're cool though, funny guy. So Paco RD, lefty. Actually, no, Juice RD, Paco LD. Oh shit, this work gets hard. You see, Otto is easily the best, but like, I don't know if I work well with him.
Don't know if he's on your dream team.
If Otto's like not going fucking stupid idiotic mode, then I'll put him there. But if he is, I'm gonna put like Guy or Meat.
Oh, your overrated pick. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's the best second forward, like we
All
said.
right. How about
Yep.
a dream team for the vibes, not for the gameplay?
Oh, I forgot a goalie, dude.
Okay, go ahead.
Sully.
All right, Sully.
Easy.
All right, so now a dream team for the vibes. Like this is your friend dream team. You're doing it.
Paco,
Okay.
Lalu,
Okay.
Super in net, Mark, D-Man Jerry, left wing,
That's all right.
Kiwi center, and
And are
I'm
you not
watching.
playing? You're watching. Okay.
I
Easy
definitely
enough.
forgot someone. No, I don't think I did. No, that'd be the
No Zam in that team.
Yeah, that was weird. You kind of left him
Zam's
out,
washed, dude.
but-
He's old. He's got a
Also,
solid.
I don't think you
Jerry
said
in
Tidge.
wing.
Did you say
Not,
Tidge?
not a night.
Yeah, Super also
Shit,
says
dude.
Tidge.
He's
travels. I don't
sleeping.
think
Shh, he's sleeping. Don't tell him.
This sounds like there's a story here. I won't ask though.
Yeah. I don't
What?
need
The
to
only
hear that.
story that there is about Tidge is we saw him naked on the toilet, drunk one night.
Yeah, we got that story. Did we get that on the Face-Off, or did we just get that story?
No, that I think that was
honestly
the,
not sure.
Whatever. I heard that from somebody.
But yeah, are you gonna do the thing where it's like you, Tony, and me try to take on our dream team?
No, no,
No,
because we.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. We win.
no, your dream team doesn't. Yeah, I don't really feel the challenge from you guys.
Yeah, right.
All the new blood can't hang. Can't hang. Haven't proved it on land.
Yeah, you're onto something.
You are leaving a lot of good players like Tony, Otto. Like
Nah, well,
there's some.
yeah, me and Otto, the two good players he left. I agree. I'm on that list that didn't include
Dude,
me.
Juice and Paco are shutting Otto down.
Yeah, nothing matters besides
Okay, who'd you go with, Guy or Meat Sale?
I'll probably go Guy.
Okay, so Meat Sale, Otto, Tony. Pick any other goalie that still plays the game, and then like any other
Cabby.
defenseman that still plays the game, like Austin, Marchie.
Yeah, you're going down, buddy. Sorry.
That team, that team wins. That team wins.
Yeah. Keep dreaming, buddy. Next question.
One of these days, we're gonna get the dream team grudge matches.
all right. Yeah, sure. Um, if you could, well, what would you change about the game itself or the community, if you so choose that you want something to change about the community instead of the game?
Nothing about the community. I just really feel like,
Perfect.
this community is super niche. I'd. So we changed it like mechanically?
Whatever.
It can be whatever. So like if you, it's meant to be very open ended. So like before we had offsides, like some people used to say, well, I'd want to see offsides implemented, or some people would say I'd want to see like forced line shifts or changes throughout the game, or maybe like a longer game time, but with those lines so that you have like a more complete team that's playing stuff like that. Maybe you'd
No.
want to see like lower physic or lower gravity, so there's more like play on the
Oh,
puck
hell
in the
no, dude.
air
Do you
and
know who you're
stuff like
talking
that.
to?
Look, I understand. I'm trying to throw out creative ideas for you here.
Um, no, I mean, since I don't really understand hockey at all, so I wouldn't know how to change it to be more realistic or whatever. But I really like how it plays. I like everything about it. Maybe, but literally just the only change I'd like is to have the game look presentable. Um,
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
that's really it. I don't know.
Models,
Everyone has
animation, stuff like
macros
that.
too built in.
The jump just goes higher.
That'd be pretty fun.
All right.
I don't
Now
know.
I'm going to ask you this one, and if you say yes, you have to provide an example. Okay, so you can't just say yes and then fuck off. Do you think there are things that we could have done differently as a community to maintain the competitive leagues?
I mean, I feel like the one recruitment post per like year wasn't gonna cut it. We needed to have more. So yes, basically yes, I think. But more, it's about getting new players in, not retaining. I don't retaining. I don't know if you guys could have done much more. But getting new players in, I feel like definitely.
Once a year definitely was not enough. The problem was doing it more frequently than once a year. We were getting flagged for spam, and people would be like, well, I saw this
Yeah.
a couple months ago, and then they wouldn't click on it.
They'd say, "Huh,
Well,
you haven't
that's
The
updated it
real, the
yet."
real, I think what you're like, where you're trying to get to, but probably don't understand is we needed to have other methods of recruitment
yes,
beyond just Reddit threads. And that's ultimately what it
yes.
comes down to. Yeah.
I mean,
Agreed.
retention. I don't think you can do much more than just have like having casters every night, a good presentation, like something like the USA versus Canada presentation every single game night. But that wasn't always the case because I know that draws in a lot of people. But yeah, getting new players in was the biggest thing I think we struggled with because like the folder that we download isn't it still like tagged as a virus or is that fixed?
No,
One
that's
of
what
them
it's
is. I think the Migo one's fine.
correct.
That took a while.
A long time.
um,
Yep. But that's because
and
of the way he had to reverse engineer and he was doing basically software injections, which is like not.
That was
Not
the
good.
Baba one that, yeah.
Yeah,
The
yes, that
name
was the
is
Baba original 55 UH. Yeah.
needed to change. I feel like the game name. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, we only got like the source code. What was it
Yep.
like 3 years ago? But I feel like that
Less than that.
2 years ago.
It's like a year ago, maybe.
I don't know.
When was the winter stream announcing that Luke was getting possession of the game?
Giving you the game.
I don't think
The
that was
game
3 years
is
ago.
2.
So Jay Lely says, fun fact, tomorrow is the 2 year anniversary.
that
So two
really wasn't
years.
that long ago.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Yeah, we've got the clip here saved.
Dude, let me open this up. Is this where giving you the game?
Hold on, I'll play the audio for people.
The
Here we
fucking
are.
music.
Luke controls the game now. He gave the game to you. We're gonna make something cool with it. Game not dead. Hockey is back. Go out and tell the world, and get up some teams. We're gonna play. We're gonna have fun. There'll be prizes. We're gonna, by God, there'll be some sort of prizes. I mean,
Yep. So there it is. So obviously, I know. Look, and I'll take a moment here. I know Winters is feels very guilty about the fact that didn't pan out, and I know a lot of people did end up having some criticism thrown his way because they felt like he kind of inserted himself into the situation. But just to reiterate, it is not Winters' fault at all that situation did not pan out that way. And I do not blame Winters one bit for being excited about it and being able to come tell everybody. I'm sure he was thrilled when he got the news, as I'm sure everybody else here was too. So I hope nobody actually looks back on that and thinks like, wow, Winters really fucked us over there, because that
Yeah.
is not his decision. So he's just the messenger there. But yeah. Anyway.
What was I saying though? Retention, I don't think you could have done much more, but recruiting. Although I don't have the solution. But I really feel like we could have done better as a community with recruiting. Besides just relying on a Reddit post every year. Like, looking that guy who joined today, Zaxi or whatever. I was looking at his
I'm in a
TikTok.
server with him right now. I just saw him.
Dude, don't mess this up. He's our only chance
I
to get this
know.
game back. But I was looking at his TikTok, and the quality of his TikToks is actually like really.
He's a
it's really
Slapshot
well
guy,
done.
right?
Yeah, he
Like,
works
he's the
for
guy
the
who got
team.
Slapshot big.
Yes, he works for their team, and
I wish
if we
there
had
was
something like
TikTok
that,
back in the day, yeah.
um,
We have
something
Juice
like that would
making
be great.
TikToks for us, but I think he's had enough.
But it's like, even if you do find the game, you join the Discord. What do you do then?
Yeah.
You type into general. Usually, no one responds. It's pretty much a dead Discord. It
Yeah,
just needs to be
there's stuff we
more
can do now.
user friendly for the beginners.
Well, we're kind of getting towards it. Do you like perfect world? Do you want to see a revival of the community?
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Of the glory days, 3 leagues full of
Absolutely, yeah,
guys.
dude. I want to play in the LHL again. I want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, well, you're young. There's time. There's time for you. The rest of us we're past our prime. Need a whole new league for you. Full of crazy bastards juggling the puck out of the air.
Oh, I've got one question. This is inspired by Guy. He said that if this game had like, let's say like 10 million people just
Oh
came
yeah, the
into
guy
it,
was talking about it.
and he said like money was on the line, like esports wise, he thinks that all of us would be like pretty much shifted out in a month.
Oh, 100%. Not in a month. I think it would take a lot longer
I
than
think
that.
it would take a little longer than a month.
I think
but
it'd be like
he's
6
right.
months,
It
but
wouldn't take long.
he's right.
Yeah, 6
He's
months
right.
is
Yes,
what
I do.
me and
Think-
Paco
dude,
agreed on.
Think
But
about
a month is
how
just
long.
absurd.
Think about how long it takes to get good at this game. Like even
Yes.
Well, I think
even
we'd see people. The guy's argument is we've seen such a small sample size of players ever find this game. Like, imagine if people found it with again, money on the line. It's a huge game. There's a reason to get good at it. Like how fast maybe somebody would put in the work to get. I think we'd see people get faster a lot. Like, or it'd be a lot faster. People get good a lot faster than we've ever seen. So I think Guy's onto something there. But a month to replace 30
Absolutely
starters
not.
worth. Well, I don't know. 10 million's a lot of people. Like
It's a lot of
We've been
people,
playing
but
for 10 years.
I think it would be at least 6 months before everybody's replaced. It would take a full six
before
months.
Otto's gone. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah,
But yeah,
that's an
that was,
interesting discussion, though. I'm glad you brought that up.
dude, make that a question for the future guests.
So one of our final questions here. There have been a number of different discussions around team generation formats. So, and obviously, the EU has always had their HQML style, is what we've called it, but really just like player-made teams where you make your own team with whatever players you want, and there's no limitations to that. And somehow they've been successful for longer than a decade doing it. I don't understand it, but it works really well for them. Whereas here, that doesn't work as well with the lack of parity that comes with that. Now, there are other things we've talked about, like bidding, salary cap, stuff like that. I'm curious if you think that we ever should have explored some alternative team, like building formats like that, as opposed to just doing a draft and running that back as like a full redraft every season.
Bidding sounds interesting, but I feel like it would turn out awfully. Uh, I'm a big fan of the draft stuff. I don't understand how the Europeans continuously survive on just having these stacked teams demolish these other shitty teams.
See, I feel like that type of thing makes sense because Super brought up an interesting point that if this were ever to get to an esport level, it would have to work that way. But the difference is that at an esport level, there are more teams and more players that can compete at the highest level. And that's just not the case in HQM, which is why I think it doesn't work. Because when you have that level or that scope of people, you can then break it down into multiple tiers. And people could be like the best team at tier 2 hockey ? And that can still mean something because there's a lot of people below you still. And we kind of got somewhat close to that when we had like the 14 team season or whatever, when the RSL and JSL were at their peak. But we never got to a point where I think that would have been successful.
I wish it did, because that sounds so cool to me.
Oh, it
Just
would be
the
wild.
going up through the ranks.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of the draft. I think it makes it so much more difficult. Like, people say like Nico's the best player in the game, but he's never really had to go through like a bad draft to carry a team. Like,
Also
he's
plays
never had to go
4v4. All right,
Yeah, it's
another hot
4v4.
take opportunity for you here. Do you think the EU players are actually better than NA players?
No way, dude. Not at all. I don't understand how people think it.
I
I
think that
would
maybe
love.
the middle of the pack guys are probably better.
Like, so you're saying, Tony, that like their average player skill is probably higher than ours, but our
Yeah, just
top
by
end
having
is
more players.
higher
I'd
than
have to.
theirs.
Their mid-level players must be better than ours, but again, I don't really watch. But from what I've seen, it like our high-end players, like Quacky and Juice and Meat and Otto and Paco, like these guys are all significantly better than anything I've seen out of those guys.
Yeah.
Super also
I
brings up a good point as well, where he says the draft in particular is probably the most hype part of the season. I think
Oh,
that's
yeah, it's the
100%
best.
true. The only HQM stream we've ever had that went over 100 viewers was a draft show. And
Wow.
I genuinely think that like if you had just like a new draft every week, people would still tune in and watch it all the time because it's always
Yeah.
exciting to see what happens, like what GM is going to fuck it up, who's going to make the dumb trade, who's going to get these crazy late picks like Quacky in the 4th round. Like, it adds so much entertainment to it.
I agree. The draft is awesome.
I kind of backtracked there on a little bit, but yeah, sorry about that.
Basically, Europe sucks.
That's that is all the official questions we have for you. I have
Oh,
one other
finally.
small one for you
Oh,
that's not related to HQM at all. What is your favorite type of rice? You can only eat one type of rice for the rest of your life. What's it going to be? I know. This is tough.
Dude, I'd probably have to go Jasmine.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That's probably what I would pick as well.
Jasmine's all reliable.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever get sick of it.
It's very good. Oh, do you want me to bring up the list, the ranking list?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, if you have
Oh
that.
my God, I want to
If
hear
you
that.
have that.
Yeah, let me get that really quick.
Is it on a piece of paper on your desk? Are you physically reaching for it?
Yeah, I updated every fucking night of ranked pubs. This guy didn't pass to
You're
me.
going down.
I can leak Paco's as well.
I would put
Oh,
Bear
you
lower,
should
but I
you should
can't.
rat him out, but I mean, like, you probably don't want to.
All right. How are we gonna do this? So I just copy and paste it.
Or just read
What do
it.
you have? Like,
I've got 55 players.
You list it.
okay. Could you take like a screenshot, maybe?
It's so big it doesn't even fit on the screen.
Jesus.
Hang on. This is outdated though, so a lot of the stuff might be a little wrong.
Caveat that this was like 6 months ago.
Okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste it. Maybe you can do the work.
I can just.
Yep, you got
Buddy.
this.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So you don't have them broken down in tiers. You have literally. Oh, I see what you add. Okay. Yeah. All right, Quacky. All right. So we'll start at the bottom. He has 55 players, and I'll just read through the names. We could stop at some that might be interesting, but at last place at 55, he has Tyler.exe.
Fair.
So this is a while ago you did this.
After that is Nate Mack. Then he has Burn Wernham. Then Dylan, Migo, Minnie, Cavi, Daweg, Nova, Never Lucky, Payne, Bear, Nina, Loosh, BG, Dabz, Doc, Doucette, Not Led, Fizz, Ghost, Rezi, Tim Jim, Rat Hades, Alter, Goose, Johnny Hockey, and Leafs rounds out 28. That's the bottom half.
All right.
Okay. All right. Top half is Super at 27. Owl. Wow. Owl at 26. Wow.
I hate
Narg,
him.
Tidge, Drag, Jeetler, whose name you spelt wrong. Kiwi at 21.
What number's Kiwi? What number's Kiwi?
21.
21.
KP is
Whoa.
at 20. Now we're getting into top 20. 19 is JJ McChuckles. Zam at 18. Doug at 17. PK at 16. Kapanen at 15. Lalu at 14. Dalf at 13. Crab at 12. Bert at 11. I don't know why you list me at all here. I'm at 10. I don't think I was playing when you made this.
No, you weren't.
Meat Sale at 9. Austin at 8. Tony at 7.
Oh, hell yeah.
Otto at 6. Sully at 5.
Wait, sorry, who was the 5?
Sully at 5.
Sully over Otto. Gotcha. Yep. That's
Juice at 4.
Dude, this is okay.
Guy at 3.
Oh my. What did you say
Quacky-
about Guy?
this is a
Quacky
year
listed
ago.
himself at 2. And then number 1 is Paco.
This is a year ago. It's slightly outdated.
So you had me and Austin ahead of Meat. That's
that's definitely not
absolutely
true.
correct there. Absolutely still factual. Fuck.
Look,
that's
man.
funny.
A year ago. I
You
think
have to
a-
redo this.
a
You have to
lot of
redo
the-
this. I want to hear it next.
A lot of
I'll
the
post, this is his top 10. I'll just post that in the chat right now. His top 10. I don't know why I copied in the number 5 next to Sully and not anybody else's number, so ignore that. But I posted it in the chat. So top 10 in order 1 to 10 is Paco, Quacky, Guy, Juice, Sully, Otto, Tony, Austin, Meat Sale, and then me.
Yeah, this list is good. Shut up, you're overrated, Kiwi.
I can't believe you put Kiwi at 20 something, 29 or whatever.
He's 21. He's above Jeetler. I think that's
The important part of all of this, though, for J. Lalu's sake, is that he is above Gabe on this list, and that is
Yeah.
all that matters at the end of the
Gabe's
day.
on the list.
Gabe is not on the list, which means
Oh.
by default, Lalu is
He's
rated
below
above
Tyler
Gabe.
EXE. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to make a new one. I want to see other people make their tier lists. You
Fourth
know?
Can I
Best-
say let's do another
fourth
active
best
player
forward.
ratings.
NA.
We'll,
Okay,
we'll have to save that for another time.
Yeah, we'll make a special, like an HQM Christmas special of the Face-Off where we do some player ratings or something, because that always adds a lot of spice and makes people upset.
Maybe we should. Maybe Quacky probably wants to be back for that one when we make the player.
Oh, I'm
our
sure he
player
would.
rankings.
I'm sure. Well, if we do something like that, what we would wind up doing is, those tier list makers they have now? Instead of
Oh,
assigning
God.
numbers, I think
Yeah,
we'd do
you're
a
right. That
tier
would be
list
better.
maker, but we'd go through, like, Tony and I would set the baseline, and then we'd bring on a bunch of people and say, you're allowed to move, like, 2 or 3 people. Who are you going to move? And we just do that over and over until we get to
I'm moving
End up
Dabz up.
It's going up.
That could
Everybody
be-
said he should be in the
Down.
bottom tier,
That-
but me. I
And
think he should
Dalway
be
down again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's
all
grinding.
right. Well, thank you very much, Quacky, for coming on. I
Wait,
appreciate
hold on. You
Oh,
want to leak any of Paco's?
Let me take a really quick look. So he's
Okay,
got
how about
this.
this? How about this?
I'll do the top 5.
Do the top 5 and then tell us where BG is at, and then we can stop there.
Okay, yeah. That is good.
Shit, his shit isn't numbered though. Wait, so.
Can you really not figure out the top 5?
Yeah, they're the first 5 on there, dude. It's Juice and the 4 guys below
Alright, so
him.
BG's 26.
Where's
Okay.
that compared to yours?
You had
I
BG at
don't know.
41.
Fuck. That's
Yeah.
bleak.
Alright, so it's top 5. Solely number 5.
Wow.
Should I just do top 10?
Sure,
Yeah,
go
why
ahead.
not? If you want to rat him out further.
Alright, so number 10 we got Lalo.
When did he
Um,
make this? Out of curiosity.
This is the 13th. 8. What month's 8? Is that
August.
August? Are you
August.
serious?
Shut up! Shut up!
A year ago? Okay.
Yeah. So we got Lalu, Austin. Sorry, I was looking at Lalu's comment. Dalf at 8, Otto at 7,
Wow, you
Crab
guys
at
really
6.
were not on board with Otto, huh?
It must have
Continue.
been like a night he was just being a stupid fucking idiot on Pub Stars. All right, 5 we got Soli, 4 we got Guy, 3 we got Juice, 2 we got Paco, and 1 we got. It's your boy. It's me.
He wouldn't vote that now.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Quacky. This has been an enlightening experience. We did go almost 2 hours and 45 minutes, so we were not under the 2-hour mark, but we did stay under 3, which I think is still
I
the
think that's
shortest
pretty
one that
okay.
we've done in the review here. On your way out, I know you're a big music fan. Do you have an artist recommendation for everybody listening? A certain artist that maybe they should go, listen to and appreciate?
This is the best question you've asked all night, and I'm gonna recommend Elliott Smith.
Did you listen to LA by him after you got traded in season 20?
I didn't know about him then. I was listening to
It would
Mariah Carey.
have helped you through. It would have helped you through a tough time.
Leafs, the kid on the center ice is just a random person. I don't think he knows who that is.
That's
It's not.
That is not.
not.
That is not. That is not who that is. We are not even going to start that. Okay.
End the
cool.
stream.
Anyway, yeah, we're going to end it here before anything else happens. So thank you very much, Quacky. Thank you very much, Tony. And I appreciate everybody in chat for asking so many questions. We had a very engaged chat tonight. So, Quacky, I guess that speaks to you and your ability to rile people up and get them going. But I hope everybody had a good time. We'll get this VOD up on YouTube tomorrow. And we will see you guys probably in like 2-ish weeks with the next Face-Off interview.
I love you all. Thank you for everyone who stayed. Mwah. Super Kiwi, Lalu, Dabz. I guess Leafs, yeah.
What the fuck?
All right, I've edited it there. Good night, everybody.